So much stuff has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, man.
Who's watching Law and Order? Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah, you heard
None.
that? I hear that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my show. Bum, bum, ba-dum,
Yeah.
bum.
You saw
What's
go
up,
ahead.
everybody? What's
Yo.
up? How you guys doing? Episode 59, Planet Xbox Podcast. We are back. We are live. Welcome, everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everyone doing? What's
Back,
up,
bro.
chat? Merk, man, what's up?
Yo, man, we're back. We're finally back.
Yes.
I've been traveling a little bit, so I'm actually finally looking forward to diving back into some of these games. I've been really not been playing games for the last couple of days, so I know most of you guys have probably finished Spider-Man by now. I'm just finally about to get my chance to finally dive into it, so I'm looking forward to it. Man, looking forward to a good show, man.
Yeah.
Frog, man, how you doing?
I'm just playing games, man, loving it. This is the greatest time I can think right now to be a gamer.
Yeah.
No matter where you play.
Addict,
Thanks.
man, what's up?
What's going on, you guys?
Yeah, just speaking of, yeah, it's so busy. Like the State of K2 update just came out. I want to play that.
Speaking of that, Mark, are you going to join in on with us tomorrow or what?
The what?
Are you going to play that with us tomorrow?
What? The what?
The State of Decay.
Yeah, I'm down, man, for sure. If you guys want to, yeah.
So that came out. I got Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I booted, and now I just really want to play. Spider-Man is out. You know, everybody's playing. I want to finish that. NBA Live, I didn't even like this whole week. I haven't touched freaking NBA Live. I'm just like, it's like there's so much going on. I'm kind of upset. The Forza Horizon 4 demo just came out today. That's what I was fooling around with before we went live. It's just a lot going on in gaming. I'm like, man, I wish this would spread out more, because this week of like the last 4 days in the next coming week, it's just going to be hellacious. And then now I feel like I got to rush through this, play this, because I've been playing a lot of Spider-Man when they get that out of the way. And now I want to jump directly into Tomb Raider, but it's like, crap, I got to start the daybreak on State of K2. Forza Horizon, I want to dive into this demo, which I guess I'll play during the cast. I just got to turn down my volume. But man, yeah, and then the beta for Black Ops 4, Blackout comes out Friday. If you have a PlayStation, you have access to it now. I didn't pre-order the game on PlayStation. I only got an Xbox code from Comcast out to Xfinity for doing that. But yeah, man, it's just a lot going on. First, I do want to give a shout out to Dealer Gaming, Colt Eastwood, for having us on, me and Gaming Addict, on RDX podcast. Made my second appearance on the show, second or third appearance. But yesterday, great time, great show, good people over there. So was happy to be on there. But that's pretty much all I pretty much did for the week. Otherwise, I was just getting a lot of back and forths on Twitter and shit like that. So Jez, grinds my gears. I actually got to check your show. I listened to it, and I actually didn't jump in the chat or rage. I just let it play.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Your title is determined if I watch that shit or not.
No, it's an episode of Grinds My Gears. It doesn't need a title.
I just want to know, Smooth. I just want to know if you unsub, bro. That's all I want to know.
No, I didn't.
Not yet.
I treat it. This is what it reminds me of. Matter of fact, and if I was a full-time YouTuber, I would actually do that. Jez's show. I'm a big fan of The Herd. And Jez's show reminds me of The Herd, Colin Coherd's show, but it's just his show is just on a subject matter I really don't care to listen to.
You like that show because Colin Cowherd loves Tom Brady. That's all.
No, he loves Tom Brady. He loves LeBron James, but I just like his commentary.
I like Shannon Sharp, bro. He knows Aaron Rodgers is better than Brady.
Get the hell out of here, Merk. Oh my god. Oh my god. Speaking of football, I know this is an Xbox show, but I mean, Xbox love football, right? We got the Madden marketing.
Oh
bill.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
The Jets literally won me a fantasy game the other night.
Oh, my Jets.
Literally won me a fantasy game.
I hope they can keep this year going strong, but
Are you saying that after one game, bro?
Hey,
Frog, we're gonna be
look,
handing you an L
I
this
am-
weekend, bro.
Look,
We're gonna
I'm a
be handing you an
diehard
L.
Jets fan. I can remember since I really started watching American football. That's always been my team. But the reality is, man, I will always be a Jets fan, no matter how bad they do. It's not about the players; it's always about the team. But geez, man, I just want a good season. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Yeah, I think the Jets are gonna have a decent season. You know what I mean? I think
With that said, shout outs to Jack Move Johnny. Your Titans took an L. My Dolphins this past week.
Yeah, I
They
saw
took
that.
an L. That's right, Jack Move. Hit me up, bro. Hit me up.
But what's up to everybody in the chat? I want to say shout out to Grand Gross, Halo Storm, Marquise Goodwin, Kingpin, Benji, and Spider-Man 91 GT2. That's Chris Righteous, and all of Jezus and Frogs fans, you know, because they got more fans.
I like to refer to my fans as grinders.
Grinders.
Oh, nice.
Yo, anyways, know why I was
You mean the PlayStation fans that watch the show, you mean?
Again, well, I don't know. I was playing Forza Horizon. That's what I was playing.
Oh, cool. I'm
Yeah, I'm
downloading
playing
it
it now. That's why my face is like looking a certain direction, but I'm playing it now.
I've heard good
Yo,
stuff about it.
It looks amazing.
Yeah,
I've heard
Jazz. I mean,
absolutely
did you
amazing
spot the downgrade in the game? You know, did you spot that downgrade?
I have it optimized and stuff, but it went to like I'm playing it at 4K, I guess 60. I don't know what the hell the frame rate is, but I have it on 60 frames per second, and I have it at 4K, and it runs fast. Like it looks good, man. There's no downgrades.
Nice.
Not when you play on unlimited power on PC. It can't be a downgrade.
You mean the superior platform. You mean the
I'm playing it
superior
on.
platform.
I'm playing it
I
on
know.
my.
I can't wait for
on my souped up Xbox One X, and it looks just like the E3 demo.
It looks good, man. Yeah, that's what I was like. I can't wait to play it on my my PC. But yeah, I tell you, the Forza games on PC, they run like they're optimized for that. Like I know from Forza 7 and Horizon 3, like they run they run great on it.
I don't know. Forza Horizon 3 run like shit on my PC. I can't.
Really? You got the same graphics cards as me though, like the 980 Ti.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
That's a very CPU bound game because it's open world.
No.
So it's gotta be pulling. It's gotta be pulling like the field in front of you. What are you rocking? Well, let's not get into the PC.
What I'm gonna say is though, so far, like I think Forza Horizon 4 it looks amazing and plays amazing. Mm-hmm. My only concern with it is the non-controllable seasons. Like, I'm not sure if I want to
race. It's a shared world game, dude.
No, I'm saying like for a whole week of snow. Like if you
don't play that week.
Yeah, I know that sucks though. It's like
my bad.
You know, that's the one thing. It's like if you're like rocking the race car like that, it doesn't have snow tires or something like that. Like you're gonna have that week. It's gonna be like, oh, I got to use the 4-wheel drive cars.
Yeah,
like I don't know. It would have been cool if there was just an area of snow, like how they used to do it, where you could just do area of snow, area of beach. Like,
oh, they got this car. Oh, they got a black guy that look just like me. Oh shit! You want to see? What? Matter of fact, yeah, you want to see something? This shit is dope. We got a black guy.
Let's see.
Listen, Aver Media card. Is it gonna show up? Yeah, you see that?
There you go. I
do see it.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, no, what else? That's cool too. Like you can see they're really sharp inside the car. Like you can see them when you do the 360 around the car. Like you really see the driver and stuff like that. Like just pretty cool. And yeah, the water effects too. Like the water on the car, like the splashing and then the beads of water dry off.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Just for the little bit I played.
Well, so I'm actually about to try something right quick. How do I just share my picture?
Like all the time?
Yeah, for temporarily.
You're doing work right now. Screen share?
No, I'm just not. I don't know. No, I just actually just turned my webcam into the media card, and it.
Oh, there you go. Oh, you're doing the black bond. I see.
The black bond don't know nothing about this.
But he turns his camera to his PC now. When
No. He literally takes his webcam and make it look at his PC.
Exactly. Is that what
you're getting? No, you're getting the raw feed of my game.
Oh,
yeah, this is a raw feed.
This coming from your Aver Media.
Yeah. I ain't gonna change. I usually change the license plate to like best spot, but I want people to see this goodness.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Even though I think Google's rendering it at like a shit resolution. Just to give you
720.
Nah, it still looks clean.
Everything on Hangouts is 720p.
Yeah. Ooh.
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
So
Yeah.
who's what else came out, dude? Can you guys talk
so
about
much came out?
Can you guys talk about the Blackout beta now? I know for the viewers who are playing exclusively on Xbox, we get access to this beta on
Friday. No.
If you have
Friday.
Yeah, I think it's Friday.
It's Friday.
If you have a PlayStation, you have access to it now. But I haven't touched it. I haven't seen it. I heard people tweet about it. What is it looking like, man? What is this Blackout mode about? Frog, it looks like you had a lot of time in there.
It's amazing. I love it.
It's yes. I mean,
addicted
it
to
has
it.
its problems. Yeah, it has its problems, but like anything, but just playing this game. Okay, here's what I'll say. If you're a fan of Call of Duty, especially the Black Ops series, and you know Call of Duty guns, you know Call of Duty maps, this game is really for those people who like Battle Royale, but who want a nostalgia trip down memory lane, because the maps are built up of different maps from, different moments in Call of Duty Black Ops history. There's different parts of the map, Hydro. I mean, me and Jez were talking about how you can go to the, there's a lab, and that's from World at War. And if lightning strikes that lab, zombies can come down. Those zombies kill you quick.
Yeah, they got zombies running around.
As you're in there with your 4-man team fighting against real people, there's zombies in the game.
Yep.
And you can get the zombie weapons that are in the game if you're in certain areas. So certain areas have certain weapons attached to those areas, kind of in a way. So, but they're not always there. So you can get like with the little zombie box that comes up and it switches to.
Yeah, I got the symbol monkey that tracks the zombies, and I had the that chain gun, that Zeigenberg or whatever the hell it was. But I don't shout. If you watched my stream, I actually streamed it when I first played it and discovered the zombies, and I was like, "Holy crap, the zombies are in here!" Like, it was really cool. I always wanted like impressive NPCs or something like thrown in there. I think that's a good twist for like the battle royale modes.
Mm-hmm.
But
I know what Activision said they've got up to 115 players and it's ran smooth. Right now they're doing 80 at the base. They just updated to 88. They're going to do it all the way up to 115. So if they can get 115 and they can run as smooth as it is, I'm really excited about playing this. This is very interesting. It looks smooth. The gunplay is, Call of Duty has really good gunplay, so it plays really well. And it's a different take on a battle royale. I mean, with the vehicles, there's all kind of things in there. There's deuce and a halves, there's boats, there's helicopter. And just because you got a helicopter with guns on there, don't think
there's no guns in the helicopter.
No. Well, the mosquitoes, but they're supposed to add some other ones. But the fact of the matter is, just because you have a helicopter, don't think you're a badass.
I had the rockets, man. I was shooting them down with.
You'll get shot down quick.
Heat-seeking rockets, man. I'll knock the hell in the helicopter. Watch the guy's wingsuit out of it.
Here's the thing: I didn't like the initial beta that came out. Do you think this game is worth it to buy based on that mode alone?
That's a good question, because I wish that if they had a campaign in it, as bad as the previous campaign was, but it just would complete like the picture of like campaign, Blackout, multiplayer, zombies. But I think that this mode really is going to be the bread and butter of Call of Duty, if not the multiplayer, which usually is. But if you're not into the multiplayer and you just want to get it for this, I don't know. It depends if you're really into battle royale modes and if you like zombies. But Blackout, I'm going to tell you, by itself, just that mode by itself, it actually made me interested in Call of Duty, because playing you're right. Like the first beta that we played with Call of Duty is like, it's Call of Duty. I like that they had some equipment building and stuff, but the Blackout mode made me like really pumped for Call of Duty again, because it's not the Twitch shooter that we're used to. It actually adds an element of Battlefield to it, which is something that's never been happening really in Call of Duty. Now you got vehicles, and the vehicles, I'm gonna tell you, the ground vehicles control like Warthog. So like it's up on the stick and right to move them around. So just like how a Warthog, you could spin around and stuff like that. It's not as loose as the Warthog, but you control that way. It's not R2 and L2. And I'll tell you, the vehicles control really well, and they're not like super dominating. Like H1Z1, I'm not sure how PUBG ends, but H1Z1 at the end, everybody's like in cars, just like racing around, like using it as almost like an armor. This one, the cars blow up, and there's a lot of This is the last I want to say, but not to dominate the conversation, but the thing is that Call of Duty lends itself to this type of mode because of the attachments, the equipment, the perks. The perks are a little they're like basically they are what the hell are they? They're like suitcases.
It's like
they're suitcases, and then you could use them.
They
and
run for like a minute or something.
Yeah, so you could activate the perk of awareness or iron lung, so you can run more. And basically, you could have a gun, and you could just be picking up attachments, and you could have like rapid fire, a stock, extended magazine, better scopes, and you basically build your one gun. So you don't have to just look for old guns and just throw them around like, I got an SMG, I got this LMG. Like you're actually building your gun as you find more loot. And then you get equipment. Like I had some trip mines. I found rocket launchers. I found those I found the razor wire, which is cool because you could like kind of set up in an area, and the circle closes really quick. After when you get down to like the 20 or something like that, it closes like every minute. Like it's pretty crazy.
It's a little time. One thing I will say is it's a pretty. From what I played, there's no major balance issues I found because your specialists don't have their specialist weapons.
Yes, they're just skins.
You have to really know your weapons from the Call of Duty worlds, because there's all kind of weapons. You really gotta know your weapons. You gotta know what you prefer, what shoots good from a distance, what doesn't. You also have to keep in mind you can heal in this game just like any other battle royale. But what this game I think did really well is
you can heal and move too.
You can with PUBG, like how in PUBG like you can get attachments, but I think the menu for attaching things just on the console version, I can't speak of the PC, it was really cumbersome. It was really hard to get those attachments on there and put. This is really like quick and pick up like that attachment
like
can
quick
go to your weapon,
and
it'll go on there
inventory
quickly.
menu. Yeah, there's a quick menu.
I mean, if that attachment works to your weapon, it'll snap to it. If it doesn't, then you can just have it. And if you pick up another weapon, they really kind of it's like you can kind of feel like what they've done with this whole battle royale mode is like they've learned from the other ones. They said, okay, well, we can take a little bit from this, a little bit from that, and and what they seem to kind of do is they've made a good looking battle royale game.
With tight shooting, like Call of Duty, tight combat. And you guys have battle armor on them, so when you shoot it off, you actually see the armor coming off.
Right.
So you know if you shut off their armor and stuff like that. And then the other thing is that it's built from maps from previous Call of Duty. So like the areas, the combat areas, they have training, like a training ground, which is a shooting range. And so when you converse in battle, those are basically multiplayer maps that had a lot of depth to them, like multi-layers. Like there's like a parking garage that goes all the way up with a moving elevator. So like it actually is not just like empty houses that you're going into and then some kind of like gasoline station. Like these are actual parts of maps. Like they were maps that were in previous battlefields, not probably battlefields, Call of Duties. So you kind of get like, oh, that's cool, but also like you have Asylum, which is the map from the original Black Ops.
Oh my gosh,
the zombie map.
I love the way that map looks.
So it's that building, the zombie building that you're in, the haunted house, and that's
Nuketown Island.
Nuketown Island, which has a bunker, which I won.
Oh my god!
I came in first because I wound up in the bunker underneath Nuketown Island, and it was like a Fallout feel. Like it was creepy as hell. But I'm telling you, like it really, I was really surprised, and I can't wait to see what Battlefield does. But the one thing I'm nervous about Battlefield is that it's World War II, which I don't know if it lends itself to the equipment and the attachments. If they have the loot that's compelling, you know what I mean? Like the thing of Call of Duty is that you can't wait to see if you can find a better scope or rounds or
the ray gun.
We get the ray gun, or you kill a zombie and he drops us like this crazy chain gun that I was using to shoot down helicopters. Like, and then I played with 4 squads because I couldn't get into a party with Frog for some reason. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Get in there,
So I went in with another squad, and it was so intense. I shot a rocket right at 2 guys as they were trying to kill my guy, and then I wound up killing my own guy too because there's friendly fire in it. And I didn't revive him, but I used him as bait, kind of. But then the other guy got in the truck because the thing was closing, and I jumped in the back of the pickup truck, and I had the rocket launcher, and there's a helicopter above us, and I'm shooting at the helicopter from the back of the pickup truck, which it was really cool. Like those elements of like it reminded me. What I'm gonna say? It reminded me a lot of those oh shit moments from Halo, like back in the day. Like when you're just on the back of a truck and like a warthog flips over, like those crazy things. Like it was exciting. And I just thought it was pretty cool.
There's no unlimited sprint, right? They took out unlimited sprint in the last Call of Duty. I'm assuming they don't have unlimited sprint in this mode in Blackout.
No, there is. I don't know.
No, you have to get this.
Your guy breathes heavy.
Yeah, your guy breathes heavy. He slows down, so you can't sprint totally unlimited.
And if you're carrying a heavier weapon, you run.
If you carry a heavy weapon, you run slower.
Yeah, it's not like PUBG or Fortnite that you can run unlimited.
No, if you have a bigger armor, because there's 3 levels of armor, 1, 2, and 3. If you get 3, you're heavier, but you have more protection. So it balances itself out in a lot of ways that you wouldn't really expect it to have an effect, but it really does.
Yeah, and the sound is insane.
Oh my gosh!
The sound in the distance, the sound when you hear people walking around you. Call of Duty always had that kind of ambient sound where you knew people are around you, like that kind of like presence. This is really great. Like when you hear a helicopter blow up in the distance or people shooting in the distance, like you just you duck and you're like, oh crap, that's happening over there. Like where everybody is. But it really is. I haven't really revived anybody yet to see how that works. Like the whole the quads mechanic. But right now they have it at 88 and they have wingsuits. And you can't parachute whenever you want. Like you target down with the wingsuit, and then when you hit a certain altitude, the parachute automatically opens. And but yeah, I tell you, I was impressed. Like it got me excited with Call of Duty. Like I'm definitely getting it Call of Duty now. Like
I'll say if you're a Battle Royale fan, then I would say this is definitely going to be a Battle Royale mode you want to play, especially if you play something like PUBG, because it's superior in so many ways that you can really see like
and it
really
runs super smooth.
Yeah, it runs really smooth.
Like I know it's running at like I don't know frame. I'm not Digital Foundry, but it is running higher than 30 frames a second. Like it's fast. Right. And Call of Duty always been like 60. Yeah. But I tell you, Merc, it's so weird running around in an open kind of area with Call of Duty. Like you're just like, what? Like you also use the skyboxes and just shit that you can't touch and stuff like that. And it's like, you're roaming around with Call of Duty like controls and shooting.
It's weird to see them have such an open world that is so clean and fluid. It's really weird because you would think like that Battlefield would do this so much better, but for Call of Duty to have this big, massive open map, you're like, damn, this actually runs with vehicles. You're like, this actually works.
And I was like, interesting to see what Battlefield does now. Like,
I know
the pressure stacking up now.
Why is the pressure stacking up? I mean,
because that Battlefield 5 beta just wasn't.
Oh, they gotta get rid of that death mechanic.
You guys are president in the moment. The Call of Duty standard beta was trash to me. The Blackout mode might be fun, but it's something new for Call of Duty. I mean, when did you last time you actually drove vehicles in Call of Duty?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's doing something Call of Duty haven't done before.
You know what it is? I'm looking at it from the sense of like how people's perception are. I'm not saying maybe not necessarily ours on the panel, but I just see it stacking up against Battlefield. Like really DICE and EA have really talked minimal, if at all, about the Battle Royale mode. Like they just confirmed that there'll be one later, and that's it. That's all you know. And then with all the bad press that they've gotten, like I don't know, man, it's kind of like stacking up against them right now.
Yeah, I feel Battlefield 1 was a bigger deal to them than this Battlefield, because Battlefield 1 they had a lot of advertisement, a lot of press. This Battlefield
this game is a bigger deal to them because it's the makeup from Battlefront too. So they have to like.
No, I'm not saying it's not a bigger. I'm just saying I feel like they advertised. They went really hard with Battlefield 1. Remember, people coming with that music against Call of Duty. Like it just like when I saw Battlefield 1, I was like, ooh, I definitely want to play this over the Call of Duty World War II. I got both of them, but the fact of the matter is, like, they really showed their hand with Battlefield 1. They really presented it well.
It was fresh for Battlefield, going back to that time point.
And this one, I kind of feel like it's kind of like, eh.
Well, the Battlefield 5, the problem I had with it was that the first of all, that map looked too similar to Battlefield 1. Like I felt like it was like Battlefield 1.
Aesthetically, it looks better though. I mean,
it looks better. Yeah, it looks better. But that death mechanic, I don't know what the hell they did.
Oh, it's terrible.
When you die and just roll on the floor and control your arm, you have to.
You gotta hit L1 or L2. Yeah.
No,
I hate that, bro.
I hate the fact that you can't. I'd rather just kill myself.
There's a lot of things about the game I just don't like.
Yeah, man, I'm not a big fan of that death mechanic.
And then after that, you got to wait 5 seconds to 7 seconds to spawn on somebody. You're like, damn, it takes forever. But nobody ever healed you. And the thing is that it was faster with the medic on Battlefield 1 with the little needle. They'll just shoot it. And now when you do it, it goes into a Far Cry 5 animation. Like, so nobody's gonna revive you because it takes too long. Like, you lift up the guy and it turns into this friggin' like 5-second loop of animation of picking him up. Nobody's gonna do it when they're trying.
Yeah, when I first died in Battlefield 5, and every time I died, nobody came to rescue me.
I revived.
I just thought a bunch of fucking idiots.
I revived Frog.
Gotta play with people, man.
Think about how they do in Far Cry 5. Like, you pick up the guy, you see his hand reach out, you pick him up, and it hits in your face. And when you're reviving somebody, that's what you see. You like get taken totally out of the game when people. Nobody's gonna. I'm not reviving anybody. I'm gonna get shot at.
Yeah,
that
of course.
animation.
I'm not gonna get stuck in an animation like that.
Yeah.
Right. One thing I will say that I didn't like about Call of Duty, I would say the negative thing is I didn't like the fact that I had to, when you go in buildings, you pick up something, you had to like hold the button down and have the circle go around. I just wanted to just tap it and pick it up, tap it and open the door. Because, I'm kind of used to playing. When I see other games, I'm just want to get like you physically, like you see a gun, you have to hold the square down to like, or whatever console you're playing. You have to hold that button down to pick stuff up or enter a door. And I'm just like, man, why not just let me tap it once and just let it open? But I think they did that. I don't know why they did it. I think they did it for just different reasons. But it's an animation. I just feel it's not needed.
David Ferguson says that only squad mates and medics can revive you faster. Well, that's interesting. Well, I guess they want you to stick with your squad, I guess. But I tell you, it is totally like I was so many times I just wanted to bleed out. Like, I don't need to bleed out. Like, I just wanted to say, I'm not reviving. Just let me respawn. But they kind of force you to lay there and just control your arm.
Hold L1, yeah.
And
L2, sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Mark,
nobody's picking you up.
I don't know if you said it, Mark, but like you can't target, like you can't pick out people. You can't mock them.
Yeah, you can, but what you'll notice is like you gotta be like so close to them in order to spot them.
Yeah, I used to spam the bumpers all the time to like just mock people. Even if I'm dead, lying there, like looking for somebody to revive me, even if I could tag people while I'm laying there, maybe it adds some value to my team rather than me just moving the controller and me moving a hand around like I'm friggin' doing the wave or some shit, like laying on the ground. Like, oh, maybe I can at least point out, say, yo, that son of a bitch shot me over there. Go get him, guys. Leave me here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The other thing too is right after that Battlefield 5 beta, I went back to Battlefield 1, right? Mm-hmm. And I've put in a lot of time into Battlefield 1 across all the platforms, across PlayStation, Xbox, and especially on
Triple
PC.
dip.
Yeah, I tried triple dip that game. I did triple dip that game. And man, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Yeah, sure, maybe the weapons are better in Battlefield 5 because they're newer, but I don't know what it is, man. It's something about the gunplay and the mechanic. Maybe it's that I've sunk in hundreds of hours into Battlefield 1.
Nah, that's something different, man.
But there's something that's different about the gunplay in Battlefield 5 that I don't like. And I see so many people have made videos, right? Oh, Battlefield 5 is great. It's an upgrade over Battlefield 1 in every way. And man, I just don't agree. And maybe I'm not the popular opinion, but I think the gunplay is not as good. The fact that you cannot spot,
I can't believe it. That's been in Battlefield since like
that's terrible.
Battlefield 2.
The death mechanic is trash, and the other thing, obviously, which is we know is like, man, DICE normally puts out even their betas are pretty tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't feel that. I just found it to be very glitchy for a game that's coming out in not very long from now.
Well, they delayed it, so maybe that was a reason.
Maybe.
But I just there's mechanics that are, again, with everything else, when you see mechanics like that, that's not something going to fix in 2 months, like a month delay. Like I don't know what they can do. And the other thing too is the vehicles. Like it's just you don't want to get into them. Like they'll kind of just like, and
this is the other thing. I hope they don't get into it. Did you notice about how like you have to unlock like attachments? I put in enough time. I don't know if they're just blocking some of these attachments or you got to grind to get some of these attachments.
Oh, you got to grind, man. Because oh my god.
All right, so that's where the free DLC is coming in. So that means that you're probably gonna have to buy shortcuts or a premium pass to unlock all this stuff. So yeah, sure, maybe all the upcoming maps are free, but man, I mean, in Battlefield 1, you really didn't have to grind. Like it wasn't that bad. Like what was it? Warbucks, right? War bonds.
Yes, right? The war bonds. Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't have to play that long to just unlock everything.
No, because you can buy the certain equipment that you want and stuff like that.
So if the full game is gonna be like that, that's why like it's like those guys making videos that Battlefield 5, this is an upgrade in every single way. I'm like, I could tell those guys never played a lot of Battlefield. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I just think that, and again, like the
Raheem,
attachments and stuff.
Raheem 860 or Raheem 860 says gunplay is better in Battlefield 5. Hell is this guy talking about?
Hey, man, I highly disagree, man. I highly disagree. And
The
I tell you, I get caught up all the hours. I probably got about 200 or 300 hours in Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 5, the time to kill is a lot shorter. Like, you don't feel like you're just like shooting that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm wasting my time when I play it. It's like, all right, when I'm going to die. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the Battlefield stuff. Like, I don't. Maybe it's just a bad map that they had, but you know, I just think the death mechanic, the guns, it just feels too familiar to Battlefield 1. And then seeing vehicles in Call of Duty, it's that injection that you kind of needed in the stale franchise. Like, we have boots on the ground, we have jetpacks. Oh, we're back on the ground again. Oh, we're going to World War II. Now it's like they added this mode, and you're gonna be in shock on how smooth it plays. Like, I can't believe how that blackout mode, and just seeing that in Call of Duty after coming off a Battlefield where it just felt a little too same already and not enough innovation. Like, this is Battlefield 5, which is so confusing because it's World War II, and the other one's Battlefield 1. And I think they should have went modern. They should have went modern with this. It would have been so much better. But I don't know. We'll see how the World War II works out.
Quiet gamer in the chat. BF4 the GOAT. I agree with that.
Just to answer
Battlefield
Zero's question, he said, "Did Kid Smooth kick Gaming Addict out the podcast?" Gaming Addict is actually here. He's right there. He's
waiting for that Destiny raid. Was it midnight?
Bro.
Yeah, I think he's grinding on Destiny right now. And had he not shown up, I probably would have kicked him out of the podcast.
Addict, I want to ask you: have you tried that new multiplayer mode in Destiny 2?
You talking about
Gambit? Did he try that? Because that's what.
Yeah, he tried. I haven't played it. I haven't played it.
Hold on. You said you would kick me out of the podcast?
I said if you would have missed this show to play Destiny again.
So how many episodes have I put into this show? What episode we up to, Mark?
We're 59.
We're 59.
So 59. So I've missed probably 4. 2 for Destiny. That was for the last expansion, and 1 for this one. So 1 for each. And you go kick me out over 3 episodes
because of Destiny, not because you missed episodes. Because
if you were playing a good game,
if it was any other game, if it was any other game like NBA Live or something like that,
or the Division.
I'd be like, oh, you know, he's doing his job. You know, he's playing games. You guys should be playing games instead of watching us talk about games. You know, so but you're playing Destiny.
He says he's getting ready for that raid. But no, did you play Gambit?
Right now, I'm playing Spider-Man, but you know, because Destiny's on the other Xbox.
See, I would be playing Spider-Man, but I feel like I need to listen to it because I'm at.
I have the headset in, my TV's up, and I have to pause every time I talk.
Oh, gotcha.
No, I'm playing Gambit. I'm almost maxed out in Gambit rank already.
How is it? Because that was sounds so cool.
It's the best mode they put in Destiny.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you not see Gaming Addict tweet his love for Destiny?
Oh no, I saw that.
Some shit. I'm like,
I'm telling. Okay. I totally agree with them. That is freaking.
It sounded so cool. I'm trying to beat the DLCs from the previous season, and then I'm gonna get that. I want to play Gambit so bad. That sounds so cool.
I want to play Gambit too, but I got to get through the Forsaken itself. I
didn't do that. I'm not getting Forsaken until I finish the Osiris and then the other trash DLC they had. But I gotta get that level up.
You can skip it and get the level.
Yeah, I know, but I figured I have it.
No, you have it. You might as well play.
Exactly. Yeah. Even though it's the same shit. Like, go to Mars, go back to Earth. Go to Mars. I'm like, I've been to these planets already.
I downloaded it on PlayStation, man, but I can't get into it, man.
Yeah, I downloaded it just to claim it.
Destiny's a really good game to have conversations with your friend and kind of do. It's kind of like one of those games. It's a great thriller game to kind of just do something and kind of be having conversations. Like, because you can have a conversation with your friends about other stuff and play Destiny. It's really
it's like
a game that you can kind of just sit there and it's kind of like one of those things you're in here, you're doing your thing, and I just think it's really good for that because I've had some serious conversations sitting with friends and just play it.
Frog,
be on a podcast.
What game can't you do that with?
No. What I'm saying is like when you have something like I'm not gonna sit there in a podcast and play Spider-Man with somebody because I'm into the game. I want to hear the story.
Let's do side missions.
Yeah, Destiny is a game I really feel like what it does. It's like the same with Assassin's Creed. I don't want to be in a podcast with my friends while I'm playing Assassin's Creed.
That's why
This
I'm not
game
playing
is
Tomb Raider or Spider-Man right now. I want to.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't be on a podcast and play games at the same time, bro.
I can like NBA Live. You know how many
depends on what
I busted
I
into
tried
during a
playing
podcast.
hockey. I could do racing. I'm playing hockey inside that, but I can't.
Yo,
I can't.
Boss moves. Destiny people are like Destiny people are like a cult.
Hey, they are, man.
Yo, if you do a raid with one of them, man, they'll freaking kick you out of their raid. I tell you one thing though, I did a Destiny raid. Shout out to Fame. We did it last year, man. It was like the best experience I've ever had, like gaming. Like the thinking and the organization that you need. Like people talk about that stuff, but I tell you, it was hilarious and it was stressful, man. But
grinds my gears, Jess. You know,
Yeah.
you said the thinking and the organization. Man, that sounds like Sea of Thieves. You know, requires a lot of thinking. And organization.
no, that does not require it.
Yes, it does.
No, that does not.
Come on, multiple people have to sell a boat. Like, come on, like,
It took more.
There's one guy controlling the boat and another four people.
Other games credit for things, but come on, that was like. I'm sorry, that was perfect.
Yo, Addict,
I'm mad I wasted bandwidth on downloading that game.
Are you gonna jump in here and say that he's calling a Destiny raid Sea of Thieves?
I don't
Oh my
care.
God.
That's his opinion.
Games
Oh
that
God.
you it seems like you enjoy the idea of games making you think and communicating with each other what to do and how to do it. Sea of Thieves is all that. That's all Sea of Thieves.
Addict, bro, are we gonna play the Division 2, bro? That's all I gotta know. Are you buying the Division 2, man?
Does the Division 2 have raids?
Yes, it does. This one does.
Yes, we will play.
Well, Sea of Thieves
8-man
have
raids.
raids too.
Oh God, the Kraken.
No, not the
No, the
Kraken.
Kraken is still sleeping, man. He's still
You had the Megalodon. You had the
Megalodon,
scary
that's
skeletons that are coming. That
Kraken's resting, man. He's gonna come back at Christmas with fucking Christmas lights on him.
you guys, oh my God, you guys need to
Nice,
expand your
stupid.
horizons, dude.
No.
I played fucking Sea of Thieves, man. It's one person driving and the other people drinking beer around the boat.
No. There's one person sailing, and then there's the other person reading the compass, and the other people moving the little.
That is not like it. The Destiny raid was like puzzles, and it had fun mechanics like shooting.
Dude, this Destiny is a shooting gallery. That's all it is.
Well, Destiny has progression. Sea of Thieves has none, so that's just the bottom line. If that game
Well,
had
what-
progression, I think it'd be fun.
I mean, any game with Spider-Man has progression. Every game has progression.
No, I'm talking. There's really
Like-
nothing. Sea of Thieves,
Oh my
you can
God.
play that game.
Yeah,
for hours.
that's
Why
a
are we
make or
talking
break.
about
that's a make or break. Like, oh, the game has progression, so it makes it like a.
I mean,
solid
there's
clip, like-
substance to it.
Oh,
There's really no
man.
substance to Sea of Thieves.
Smooth's being like Aaron Greenberg
Technically,
talking about Sea of
there-
Thieves, like they're the
technically
fucking
there is,
whole
like,
year round.
substance. I mean, you're doing stuff that's not really that you're doing in any other game. But yeah,
Look,
just thinking
I'm
about
just
it.
gonna tell you.
Being fair
I'm not
and objective. I mean, I know it's the trendy thing to do to dismiss it, but I'm just saying.
No, it's not even about Trinity. I'm not a fan of the game because it really has. I mean, I can sit there and play for hours and then get a sword, and it's the same cosmetic sword as my last one. There's no different.
But you
powers
haven't
to it.
played
I
the
mean,
game in like
Hey,
6 months, though.
Hey,
I have
there's
no
no other
interest.
game that you,
I have no interest in that
hey,
game.
there's no other game that you've seen smooth parallel park a boat between two
Yes,
islands.
that was pretty
Hey,
impressive.
I will
bro.
agree to that. I will agree
You
to
can't
that.
do that in Destiny, so I'll give you that. That was hilarious.
funny.
And-
That shit
and
was
I
that-
like to see Kid try to do a raid in Destiny.
And the fact that
Shit.
we put the guy in the jail cell, and he drowned in the jail cell. That was hilarious.
That's bad.
My stomach hurting, dog, because I forgot.
That was funny as shit. That was funny as shit.
Why the fuck did he just quit? Like, I don't.
Yeah, I know. He didn't quit. He like stayed there and just watched the water build up.
He went down with the ship, literally.
Yeah, we put his
That's
ass.
horrible.
Oh my bad. Oh shit, that shit's kind of funny as fuck.
That was hilarious, man. That was.
Oh man.
Oh, there you go. I mean, at least the game created a gaming highlight, right? There
Hey,
you go.
man. That
There you
yeah,
go.
it did its job. It was fun.
Yeah, I gotta look to do another one. However, the State of Decay Daybreak, which is like kind of like a horde mode, Addict, right?
Yeah, horror mode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a horde mode.
I
It's
really
separate
want-
from the actual game.
Yeah,
But you do take some of the benefits you get from the game to your actual story.
I really want to play that for the simple fact that's the only part of the game I can actually play, where I don't have to worry about managing shit. So, if you guys, I don't know if you all have the game.
I have it.
But at some point, I do want to
That's
set
not
up
bad.
like a stream and play that for at least an hour. I just want to get an hour of it.
Yeah, I have it.
You got it.
Yeah. Somebody must have asked about playing PlayStation. He says Pepsi, no, Trues. You guys have got some fucking weird names, dude.
Oh god.
I guess they're
Pepsi Cola Zero.
Planet PlayStation still exists. I just haven't been doing it. I had to straighten some things out with my my life, and PlayStation fans are mad at me, so I have to give it a break and come back when the Spider-Man shit quiets down.
It's down for performance issues like the Kraken.
Gamer Lives Matters in the chat with $5. He says GLM is back. Maybe I have to do another challenge to show you how to get some real views on here. Have this community on fire like Hard 8 t-shirt. LOL.
Hey, Gamer Lives Matter. I popped into your chat the other day. You had 15 people. You gotta fall back with that nonsense.
Oh shit! It's lit.
No, I don't mind I don't mind Gamer Lives Matter, but I'm gonna keep it real, GLM. Don't be coming in here with that nonsense.
Ah man, Gamer Lives Matter. What an error! What an error! Yeah.
So what's the next DLC? Speaking of Sea of Thieves, isn't there like
it's like next week? It's like next week.
Hey,
the 18th?
that DLC's in the
I was
trash
actually
pile too, bro.
today.
That is a trash pile. Yeah, I don't know, like that DLC, that DLC for Sea of Thieves. Like, would you buy that ever? Like, even if they charge for it, like, would you pay for that shit? No.
That game.
See, the thing is, I don't look at it as it's something that they would have ever charged for. The content update that's coming to Sea of Thieves, I don't see them as things you would actually pay for. I'm just curious how Sea of Thieves makes any money though, because do they sell anything? I've never bought anything from Sea of Thieves.
I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, they sell Game Pass, I guess.
I
don't know.
No, but like
I think that's what it is. Is their logic is, we keep updating Sea of Thieves. We take money from Game Pass subscriptions to keep putting money into Sea of Thieves to keep people on it.
Yeah, like I don't think that game by itself is making money. I think it's just the fact that it's part of the lineup in Game Pass. I think that's.
Look, man, let me tell you, that's the only game I have ever refunded on my Xbox.
Oh, what a shame! What a shame!
I refunded that trash.
But the thing is, like they said, it's like.
Are you saying Merkin should have been free to play? Is that what you're
thing
saying?
should have never been made. They should have just shuttered Rare and keep.
I said Rare should have just made avatars.
No, because when they made avatars, you guys were upset at them. So now they finally make a game. Now you're upset at them.
Like, you know what? It's Sea of Thieves for everyone. No, it's definitely not for me. It's not for Merc. It's not for Frog. It's not for. Damn, I'm missing someone. Oh, it's not for Grind. But at the end of the day, like Smooth might like it. It's okay to jump on, but there are a lot of people that play it. Almost every time they drop an expansion, my cousin gets on it. There are people that play this game.
Oh, I know there is. Yeah,
I'd rather play Destiny.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I'm gonna tell you a couple things. I would play it a lot more if my so-called friends would play the fucking game. And
I'm not catching chickens.
Yeah, but you're too busy chasing pigeons in Spider-Man.
I haven't got to that mission yet.
Spoiler alert!
No, but dude, if YouTube was the full-time job for me and I didn't work corporate America, I'd play streaming. I'd play Sea of Thieves a lot because that would be literally I would dedicate 2 hours a day.
I heard somebody says that streaming wise, people do watch that game.
Yeah, I just don't know if there's enough. Is there enough of dynamic events now, with the content? I guess that
you gotta turn it on to find out, Jez.
Damn,
I did not want to jump in.
Hey, somebody in the chat said they'd rather play Life of Black Tiger than Sea of Thieves. That's bad.
Oh,
that's bad. No, I don't know about that. That's going too far. That's taking it too far. Oh my god.
Yeah, I jump into that game. And
Matter of fact, speaking of
shout out to Random Guy, man. Shout out to Random Guy in the chat.
I bought a bag of Chips Ahoy, and I got a lot of Sea of Thieves content that I need to redeem.
Wow.
Yeah, but if anybody, it came with a pack of Chips Ahoy. But if anybody wants 5 days of Xbox Live and Xbox Game Pass, I can get that for you. Just say me, and I'll just throw it in the chat. Doesn't guarantee you'll get it, but somebody else will. But I gotta
some stale cookies. Done the cookies with it.
There's some chocolate chip cookies.
Yo, do you remember at PAX, man?
Yeah, PAX, the machine. Was it the vending machine?
Yes, and they were handing out the Chips Ahoy.
Yeah.
They were giving Chips Ahoy things.
Yeah, so they got a little marketing deal there. In order to avoid talking about Spider-Man, I will do this because Spider-Man, like I said, it's been, is out. Everybody's playing it. It's out in the wild. Everybody's sharing screenshots and whatnot. Obviously, Xbox doesn't have Spider-Man. I got a question for the panel, right? If Microsoft was to finagle a deal like how Sony did with Marvel and Spider-Man, what character, DC or Marvel, should Microsoft tackle to try to get a similar to combat a Spider-Man if they could, if it was feasible?
I got one.
That's too easy. That's too easy.
And I pretty think a lot of people probably would. It doesn't matter. It's okay. So where's Batman at?
Merc, you saying Batman?
Yeah, because that character already has a video game recognition. You make that exclusive to Xbox, that combats probably the most popular superhero in Spider-Man.
I disagree with that one, but
disagree
from
Marvel.
The only reason I disagree,
from Marvel, he's gotta be.
Well, the reason I disagree with that is just because Batman was kind of like starting on establishing one system. I think they need their own superhero. I think the one of the two perfect superheroes to me that Xbox can get, and I would just freaking just be chomping at the bit, is either Iron Man or Hulk. I think perfect superheroes.
If they just got rid of Crackdown and just made Hulk with the destruction.
No Black Panther? No Black Panther? How about Black Panther?
No, I think
I'm trying to think.
We need that Hulk game with just has
not
destruction.
Not as an exclusive.
I don't think Black Panther.
Cloud.
I don't think Black Panther will work out a game as a game. You got to. The thing is, Black Panther was very, very popular. It was trendy. It was big in Hollywood because it was a proud movie. People were happy because it was just like Black excellence all over it. I don't think that translates into video games. So Black Panther is popular, but I don't think it would transcend well to a game. So who you said, Hawk or who?
Hulk.
The Hulk.
I said the Hulk with the destruction from the cloud.
Yeah, either the Hulk or Iron Man. I think
or Iron Man.
Two games.
Iron
Man would be really, to me, Iron Man would be the best person to make. Because if you look at the way they've done these, what I'm saying is, if you look at the way they've done previous games with the Batman, with the Spider-Man, just think about all the different mechanics in Iron Man's suit he has, how they can level his suit and power his suit up. I think that would be a really good character. The Tony Stark's and the Iron Man character exclusive for Xbox. That would be something that people would want to see, or either Hulk. I agree.
Hulk would have been cool, but the other thing too, I would think is, I think somebody said in the chat, Rossetti, Deadpool. Like if they really did a Deadpool, like Deadpool, like with
Green Lantern as a Flash would be good.
I think Green Lantern would be Green Lantern. Yes, Green Lantern would be freaking dope.
I think Deadpool, if done right, they find it because who published that fucking Deadpool game, Activision.
I don't know. That wasn't Activision. Who the hell?
What though? Hear me out.
If so.
The reason why I say Batman is because look, Batman. Arkham City was Game of the Year, right?
I would just say far away from DC, man.
Yeah,
bro, you've got a character which has already been
who can rival Spider-Man from.
They can't even keep Superman.
You know what I mean?
I would stay away from DC.
I would say Deadpool though, because it is mature as guns. I feel like Microsoft have they can get. I think
I see what you mean.
Coalition or freaking.
Don't say 343, bro.
Why not? But I think the Coalition could definitely do
Coalition.
Deadpool game.
I guess my problem with Deadpool is, and I know it's my opinion. Like I don't like none of the Deadpool movies. I don't like anything about that. I just don't like that.
Deadpool 2 was pretty good.
I don't. It's whole humor and the
dark humor,
big jokes. Like I don't. That's not me. So like it wouldn't appeal to me personally. So I wouldn't even be interested in it. If they were like, oh, Deadpool, because to me it would feel in a sense kind of like it wouldn't really feel like a serious game. I guess when you play a Spider-Man or a Batman, I would even go as far to say Superman, but in a sense, I'm just like Deadpool. I don't know about that character. I'm just not a big fan of that character at all.
See, look, I think this guy's name in the chat, D Darko. I don't know if I pronounced it wrong. Isn't Rocksteady making a Spider-Man game? Microsoft should make that an exclusive. I agree with
Rocksteady's not making a Spider-Man game. I think they're making a Superman game, I believe.
I think
Superman. Sorry about the Superman game. I misread that. Yeah, man. I mean, he's got a point. Why don't they do that? Drop the check, man. Make it happen.
Oh, because they know that mass market appeal is there. They want to hit as many people as they can everywhere.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if Microsoft would ever I just think
Microsoft
was in the position.
Back in the day have a Hulk game.
This was the first time that Sony was able to use its movie studio kind of leverage with its IP to get Spider-Man as a game. Like I think it's more because of their entertainment positioning, which Microsoft is going to be. It will be hard to try to get that. Like I don't know if Disney would give out their IP unless they paid for it, like to do that. But I just think that Sony got this out of them just having that kind of entertainment push in their deal with Marvel with the movies.
Well, Microsoft had Hero exclusives with previous games. They had Blade, I believe, and they had Punisher.
That's Spawn. That's Spawn and
Spawn and Punisher. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Punisher game. Yeah, that was back in the original Xbox. Or was that 360? Oh no,
Original
that
Xbox.
was that was Punisher was pretty cool because I remember it had like the environmental deaths. Yeah. Like you could interrogate guys and you could torture them.
I think a Punisher made with like how DXX would be really good. How you have kind of like a Hitman combined with it, but with the Punisher formula, it's like you're pretty much a vigilante that goes around killing people with guns.
Yeah. Oh, Ghost Rider. That would be a good Ghost Rider. Would be good.
I think they tried a Ghost Rider game at one point. I believe they did.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. But Ghost Rider would be cool. Like I don't know if they would do an open world or a narrative-driven game or an open world game, but it would be cool. Like if they did something like that, because I do think that I do think they need to kind of align themselves with some sort of like IP, known IP, and but they just got to find them to make it.
I'm not. Yeah, the thing is, I'm not a big fan of how Microsoft respond. What their lack of response to some of the things that Sony was able to do this generation with some of their games, whether it be exclusives. Like, for example, I felt like they never answered Street Fighter V. They didn't answer. They didn't answer Spider-Man. What else game that they where they don't feel like
second party,
they don't have
all
to
the Japanese games.
Yeah, I feel like but I'm talking about big. Like Spider-Man is a big punch. That's a gut check. Like Spider-Man is not aligned to a platform. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like that's why it's like, yo, you need an equal. Like, how do you sit there and be like, like I just
don't know Sony dropped that money, man. They dropped that check to make that.
I don't know. There's some things that there's some things that I did like about people like Robbie Bax and Donnie J. Allard, Peter Moore, like that. I feel like when things happen, they had an answer.
They brought out the checkbook.
That was his job.
So what you're saying is like when Bloodborne dropped on Sony, like they should have had an answer back.
I don't think they needed an answer for Blood because by the time Bloodborne dropped, there was no drought for Xbox. Xbox had like competitive games. Bloodborne is still niche. It's like it's starting that games like that are starting to pick up momentum after Bloodborne. But when Bloodborne was coming out, and it was like, no, oh my god, we're gonna do a midnight release. This is gonna be like the biggest thing. It kind of grew with word of mouth.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're talking about those big.
I'm talking about like
I got
if you tell me Street Fighter, like Street Fighter is not a platform. Like it's Street Fighter.
That should have been everywhere.
You know what I mean? And then Spider-Man, that's like that's not a platform like known to one platform. It's Spider-Man. It's a universal brand. So it's like if you were to tell me like
somebody said Jose like Ninja Gaiden, like if they got Ninja Gaiden and something like that exclusive, like they used to.
That's
one.
I just don't understand how.
Hey man, that's what grinds my gears. That's why I do my show.
It's weird.
I just can't understand.
It's just very
frustrating
because it's like I feel like sometimes Microsoft they just not aware.
They think
of what's going on. It's like they're like there's Twitter and everything just going on and everything's just going on around them and it's just like.
We're good,
I think they're aware. I think they're aware of it. I just think that the Microsoft they're aware of it. I think when it comes to the gaming studio, I think it's a whole different thing. Like the company itself is definitely aware of it, but when you're talking about just their gaming aspect, their gaming studio, I think there's just certain things that this generation they had their hands tied kind of at the beginning of the generation. I think that going into the next generation,
fighting a different battle.
Apple just announced 2 iPhones, right? Three, right? What Samsung's about to do? They're gonna do something, right?
Of course, they're gonna respond. Definitely.
It's like I don't want to respond. Like
a foldable screen and shit like that. I know, but Microsoft's fighting a whole different battle. Like I just came to the they're fighting something else. Like they're not doing this. Like when Peter Moore was in there, they were trying to go after Sony to establish themselves as the #1 gaming place.
Right
now, they just kind of want to just be like they're fighting something else. They're trying to do the Amazon. they want to coexist and be out there. Their win is not to say, well, they got Spider-Man, we got Superman, and that's our win, because that's not a win for them. They feel like that's a win for us. That's why I get upset about it. Right. But that's not them anymore. They're just kind of like, like, let's just put our stuff on your platform, or hey, let's just make these games that everybody's accessible, everybody could play. Like, I don't know.
But I agree with Smooth though.
Yeah,
I agree with Smooth. Like,
I
want that game that is on that level of that God, not necessarily a God of War type game, but something that's on that level
to respond.
I want that response,
especially at this time.
It's good for business.
Yeah, especially this time in the generation. I said it that we should be having like fist punch. Like, I remember when we had I remember Metal Gear was coming out and Halo 3 was coming out. And it was like the battle, it was like a back and forth. Who's gonna win this holiday? Like Sony throws a right, Microsoft throws a left hook, and everybody's just like, we're getting the best games and we're getting the best.
Yes.
It just seems Microsoft's here's the towel, and Sony's just doing a dance on their dead body. And then Microsoft's like
when the Street Fighter thing happened, it's like, if I was Microsoft, I'd be like, all right, because at that time Tekken 6 was not. I'd be like, all right, I'm getting exclusive rights to Tekken. How much we gotta pay? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been a lot.
That's 360 Microsoft right there.
Yeah, that would have been. I just don't understand. It's like, dude,
that's not
what the
them
fuck?
now, man.
Like, I wish I was a billionaire, dog. If I was
Terry Myerson, man. Terry Myerson.
Oh, he's gone now.
I know, but that was during the Terry Myerson time.
I think that, like, when you look at games, like, I think they should have worked more on their own, like, their Killer Instinct, because like Tekken has always been. What I'm saying is,
they supported Killer Instinct for 4 years,
right? But I'm just saying they need to keep supporting that game, because that's their game that they have that's theirs. Getting something like Tekken wouldn't be the best thing, because that game is associated with who? With PlayStation. It's associated with the Japanese audience.
Instinct, they could have just kept adding more and more characters.
Right. I just think they should have kept going and
blow that up. It could have turned into like an all stars of like IP. They could have just done awesome.
If they really wanted to get in there and get some deals in, say the next Mortal Kombat game is exclusive, because that's an American company. The next Injustice game is exclusive. These are games that really appeal to the market over here, because at that aspect, yes, for the audience it's going to appeal to bigger, it's going to be here. Like Tekken is kind of worldwide, but
I was just using that as
right. No, but I see what you're saying. But I think that they need to go after that market. And I totally agree, because think about the original Xbox, and they had like 6 different fighting games. Not all of them may have been great, but they had options.
Yeah, there was a couple exclusive Dead or Alive games.
Chow Fang, man.
Most
Chow
of them
Fang,
were.
Dead or Alive was exclusive.
Yeah, Dead or Alive freaking. Dude,
which was on the original Xbox.
I remember getting Dead or Alive 2 and the original on my original Xbox in that 2-disc collection, and then Part 3 came exclusive, and then Part 4, as a matter of fact, had the female Spartan in it.
Yes,
I played Dead or Alive exclusively mostly on Xbox until it came to PS3. So I mean, they need to do deals like that. They really do.
And that Ninja Gaiden too. That big deal. Bed with Tecmo, man, with that guy with all the craters in his face and the glasses.
Addict-san.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt the conversation, but I did get a super chat that I didn't want to read. Gamer Lives Matter. I think he's trying to do a challenge, but Kiss Move, would you like to do a tax bracket challenge? I'm trying to figure out which game would that be. NBA Live 19 or NBA 2K19. Either way, win for me. I don't have 2K19. I won't buy 2K19, so it have to be NBA Live 19 if you want me to participate in. But I will definitely participate in it if NBA Live is in the challenge. So yeah, all right, we can continue the conversation. I apologize for that, but shout out to GLO.
Yeah. That's some good fight. They had some fighting exclusive games. Like, yeah, I agree, man. They and Phil even said, like, with what Street Fighter is like, oh, we'll have a response, we'll have something. And now it's like, he talked out his ass. That's what gets me. Every time those execs kind of like say something, that's why I do my thing, because it just drives me crazy, because they act like we're all good, or they kind of upsell kind of low key shit. And it's like, dude, Sony is dropping shit that, like, where's your response to this? And I know they're just in a waiting period. I'm like, if you don't have a response, then just stop talking. Don't tell us that we're just delaying Crackdown.
That's not how PR works, though.
But why is he talking about Crackdown? Crackdown is the joke of the town. Don't say we're good for the holiday because there's so many games. I said it on my thing.
If they see, look, when you do meetings like that, that's standard. When you do interviews like this, that's standard. When they ask you something like this, That's the reason he got the response.
But did they ask him where Crackdown was? I don't know if
in that interview they asked why was Crackdown delayed to the next year, and that's why he gave that response.
But Phil said that it wasn't looking good. That's why he was given it needed polish or something like that. That it didn't look where it was. We knew that answer already. It wasn't because there was all bangers this holiday, because they had the best lineup ever. They released Gears, Halo, Dead Rising 4, and Tomb Raider. Well, they published Tomb Raider, but exclusive. They had 4 games lined up. Every holiday was like 5 games. They didn't like go, oh, well, we just got Forza. It's too crowded this holiday. We're going to spread it out. And Crackdown was a no-show. It's been a no-show. So, like, I don't think that game is going to come out. And I went to the list. They still don't have a date confirmed for Crackdown. It just says February, to be determined.
Well, maybe it'll get moved around so it's not as crowded, because
it can't come out the 22nd. That's when,
that's Anthem Days Gone.
And that was the other thing. It's like it's not even Microsoft is marketing a lot of games this holiday. Like if they had Red Dead, that will coincide with their marketing for Crackdown, something like that. But if they do February, they got Anthem that they're marketing. They got Exodus that they're marketing, and then they're gonna do Crackdown too. Like all 3 games, like in all February 19th, 22nd.
You know what I think's happening there? That either Days Gone or Anthem is gonna move, and maybe Microsoft's waiting to see who moves first.
No, but I'm not even talking about the Sony exclusive.
You know what?
I'm talking about the 3 games, the 2 multiplats,
Yeah.
and the Microsoft game. Microsoft is kind of marketing Anthem, and they're marketing Metro Exodus, and they're going to have Crackdown all in the same day.
That's right, Metro.
Yeah. They're kind of marketing those games, so it's like they're going to have like.
Man. And I totally agree with you, Mark. I do think I think one of those games is going to move.
They have to, bro.
I think it's going to be Anthem.
I think Metro.
Microsoft's still marketing some of the biggest games that's coming out this year.
They got Battlefield.
They're marketing Fallout 76. They're marketing Tomb Raider. Like they're still
2K19.
marketing hits.
Yeah,
Like,
I have seen marketing for Tomb Raider a lot. I've seen.
But they also marketed Battlefield, and they marketed Fallout when they released Halo, when they released all those other games. Like they did.
They have 2K19 marketing too,
and they have 2K. Yeah, they have 2K19. Yeah.
But I'm just saying they had marketing with Battlefield. They had marketing with Fallout 4. Shit, they had marketing Fallout 4 and Tomb Raider that same year. I'm just saying the excuse of like, oh, well, we're going to let third party and all that go, and then we're just doing Crackdown later. It kind of contradicts everything they did in 2015 and 2016, because they had those same games. The only game that's different this year is Red Dead Redemption. That's the only difference. Fallout came out every year. Call of Duties, Battlefields, Assassin's Creeds, NBAs, everything. All those games come out every year.
Don't they have the marketing? I don't know who has marketing for Assassin's Creed.
I think it's
Microsoft has it.
I think it's Microsoft, yeah.
Because they
have marketing. I think the marketing deals they have are good, even though we kind of you can kind of look and see what the writing is like. If you got a bigger install base, you'll probably sell more there. But I think they have good marketing deals.
No, their marketing deals suck though. Their marketing deals is a logo at the end of the audio video.
It lets their fan base know.
Hey, Sony gets like those little like trinkets. They get those DLCs. They get those exclusive betas. They do that kind of stuff where Microsoft is just like, hey, let's put a logo behind it. And
put your sticker on a box. Beta on Xbox.
Yeah, Fallout's
good for them.
Deal. I think.
They get a month early, a week early.
Week early. No, the beta. It's the game comes out a week early if you get an Xbox. It's if you pre-order it, it gets a week early.
The beta.
The beta.
Yeah, they got to do something with those marketing deals. I do agree with you there.
They don't.
That's facts.
Custom consoles. But what I'm just saying about the marketing stuff is I'm not saying those are wins. I'm just saying that if he's saying that we can't release Crackdown because we got all this marketing, like they didn't really scoop up, like they're not really conflicting. They're more conflicted in February if they're going to release that in February. But
no, I think Crackdown would do way better in February than launching them in the middle of October or November.
Well, yeah, I felt like I said I've been saying this last year. I said, if it doesn't launch before
those games that's coming out that time are going to be real huge success, but they're not. I mean, Anthem is the biggest thing I would worry about.
Yeah,
I think Anthem is a worry. Anthem is a worry.
Call of Duty, Battlefield, especially both of them having battle royale modes. You got 2K. I mean, they needed to push that out.
Yeah,
and what's funny is you got people that's like, oh, Microsoft needs, Sony did this years ago. Microsoft needs to stop releasing stuff in November. It gets destroyed. Then they do that. Yeah. Oh, Microsoft has no games in the holiday.
Yeah. I said this.
Yeah, I mean, Forza is kind of one of those games.
I said this back in May, and I said if Crackdown does not launch by August of 2017, it can't come out until February or March of next year. But February and March is crowded as hell. So it's like
February
and January is even worse.
January and February is looking bad.
Microsoft, they've been very vague with the release date, right? So
you can't pre-order it either. I think
no, it's fucking annoying now.
So they don't have a solid release date for Crackdown. Like they have a determined date. They don't. It's flying around. It's gonna get delayed again.
When they announced it, they said February 2018, and then the Xbox Twitter said 22nd. But
Microsoft game might be going through. It's the laughing stock of the industry.
It's gonna get
real here. If they delay that game again, ain't nothing gonna happen.
It can release in February.
It is going into the pool of.
It's been in the pool. It's been delayed for like 3 years.
Well, now they have a platform to dump those kind of games, and that's where it's going. The Game Pass. They'll just put it in Game Pass.
Well, Forza's going in Game Pass as well.
Forza's the only quality game so far that's been into Game Pass from them. Like the other one, Crackdown, they're gonna low key just launch it in Game Pass.
I think Crackdown. What's going to happen is it's going to launch in February. I think it just launches on February 12th.
Interesting.
February 12th. Yep.
So you think it wants to get away from Anthem?
Yeah, it got to early February.
I don't think they push it back. I think they push it up to early February. And they need and we're gonna find that out by
away from Anthem.
We're gonna find that out in October. That's where my next game. We're gonna get the next Crackdown news in October. Yeah, I think the next Crackdown news coming in October, and with us having a definitive date for February 12th.
I'd say we'll start seeing commercials about Crackdown probably in a month and a half to 2.
We're not going to see commercials unless you're referring to YouTube.
That's commercials, you dumbass. What do you think an ad is?
No, I'm just saying like ad like I look at YouTube and Twitter advertisements is different than what I see on like TV, but
right now they got if they go early February, they'll stay away from Anthem, Days Gone, Metro, and Left Alive, Trials Rising, now Crackdown.
Yeah.
But then the end of January is Resident Evil 2 Remake and Kingdom Hearts. That's the 25th and 29th. And then early March, it's March 8th is Devil May Cry 5, and then Clancy Division 2 on the 15th.
And you got Shikiro.
Yep. March 22nd.
March 22nd. I think
game looks fire.
I think it has room to do it if they do early February.
I think so. I think early February is like you said, the 12th to 14th, like around there, like Valentine's Day thing. I think that will be a good time for it to come.
I mean, because what else is Microsoft? What's the new games for the rest of the year? They're really to headline
from
game
them.
games.
Ori. He said Ori.
Ori.
Ori. I got Ori next summer. I don't have that. I think that's like
But Greenberg said it in that comment. He's like, well, here's Crackdown 3, and then we'll release Ori. So that's probably their lineup they're setting up. And
Greenberg is starting to get on my damn nerve, though.
Oh yeah,
bro.
Oh my god, I cringe when I hear.
Ain't gonna lie.
Drives me insane.
That's facts.
He knows the shit out of me.
Well, somebody in the chat was like, I guess they try to segue into the next topic because I know Smooth, you were talking about it a little bit. Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I can't talk about it because I haven't played it. I booted it up for like 10 seconds, and I was like, you know what? If I continue, I'm not going to finish Spider-Man. So
are you the only one here that has it?
Yeah, I think so. Me and Addict, since we game share.
You got the Shadow one, right? It comes out
from what I've seen. The game looks really, really cool. It's something I think I definitely will play. I don't know if I don't buy it.
The game looks graphically dope. To me,
I don't know what the hell scene of that water that they shown. Like
because I didn't see the same thing. When Digital Foundry did their video, I didn't see the
same they were showing that she was like wading through the water, wading through the water.
So I don't know if that was an early build.
Well, it received the day one patch.
Whatever they were showing,
that already came.
So
the game graphically looks good, and everybody keeps saying it looks worse than Rise of the Tomb Raider. I
don't think so.
It's just
no, it looks better.
Setting it's darker. It's a different setting.
The environment looks more dense too, man.
Yeah, it's I thought it looked from the early things of what I played. I thought it looked good, and I can't wait to hurry up and finish Spider-Man so I can dive into Tomb Raider. Like it's cringing me because now I'm getting ticked because I'm like, holy crap, I still gotta put hours into NBA Live. Like I'm still a noob in Live. I'm like my character's not like it's like what's going on?
Grinds my gears is ready on the post.
What's funny is once I finish Spider-Man, I gotta jump back on Destiny.
Well, let's go into the big elephant in the room because I know there's a lot of people that's been talking about it on Twitter and everybody's seen it. The Metacritic review scores.
Yeah,
people are kind of concerned because like PC, Xbox, and PS4 they came out with their review scores and like the PlayStation had the lowest review scores and a lot of people were like, I know they're just joking around. Oh, it's because the X. The reason is, and I explained it to people and even not developers, but a lot of sites said. You got to realize that the Xbox has a lot of sites that only review Xbox games that are on Xbox platforms only. So they had like 6 or 7 more reviewers that only do Xbox platform. So their review scores are going to be higher sometimes. So sometimes when you get a game, even if it's a multi-plat, these sites will be like Xbox Nation or whatever, and they only play Xbox. They only do that. So like if they give it a good score,
what's funny?
No, but they don't have as many as Microsoft. That's what I'm saying.
What's
That's
funny
why
is
that score
this isn't new. Go look at every game. All of them at least have 3 to 4 points difference. When I was doing that video about Metacritic scores, well, I was in the party with Kid. Did I not say multiple times? Why the fuck did that score higher than the same game? I said that multiple times.
Exactly. I mean, from what I gather, the game is a solid 8. From what I've seen in reviews, it's a solid 8. I think the game is probably going to be cool when I play it. I'll enjoy it. But I mean, people were like, "Oh, it's a 78 on PlayStation. It's a 80 something on Xbox." I'm like, dude, like really, it's the game across the board is probably a solid 8. It probably is.
It has 3 more critics than with the PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what I'm saying? I just don't get that. Like, I don't. A good game is a good game. Like it's either gonna, like I said, the game was probably gonna score well. I just don't think it's gonna sell as well. I think the game is probably gonna, score well, which it did. But sales, I don't know about the sales because I think it's in a period that is kind of like, there's a lot of momentum before it, and then there's momentum coming after it. So we'll see.
What's funny is I love this community. They gloat Metacritic score one moment, and then not even 3 days later, they're condemning it. It's like, why do people give Metacritics? Literally, like Metacritic is literally around fueled by console war. Like, and there's obviously a lot of people that go on there to like just see overall reviews. Everyone just goes on there, sees that initial review, don't even click on it and see what the actual reviewers said of the reason it got to the review it is, and then everyone and they deem it like a shit game. I literally have read, like, look at IGN for instance. Sometimes I get confused because they will literally be reviewing a game, do nothing but talk positive about the game. The entire
and they give it a 5.
In 30 seconds, they mention the stuff they don't like, and they're like 6 out of 10. I'm like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think they pull those numbers out their ass, man. I have no clue where they get those numbers from.
Let me tell you something.
7.7
We had a conversation about one site, particularly The Guardian. I don't trust anything they say.
Oh yeah, you go through.
These guys, they reviewed the game and gave it a 6, and then they said this game was in the same level as this game, and this game. And I was like, what the hell? And you can clearly see these 4 games are totally. I'm like, I can't trust anything you guys say. So
I think they gave Spider-Man a 6, Sea of Thieves.
They gave Spider-Man a 6, Sea of Thieves a 6. And they were like, oh, it's basically on the same level production value. And I was like, who the hell?
What else?
Like, who is reviewing over there? They gave a lot of things a 6, and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, everything was a 6. I think except
it's just the bottom line is like,
Far Cry 5 they gave a 6.
Yeah,
everything was a 6.
They gave Far Cry 5 a 6.
They're troll reviewers.
They lost their mind, bro.
What I say is this: if you play that game on Xbox, you play it on PC, you play it on PS4. I think the user experience, for the most part, is going to be similar because you're getting the same story, you're getting the same game, you're getting the same freaking textures on the console for the most part. If you're playing on a Pro or X, so the most part is like you're getting the same experience, the same game. So if a person likes it on the Xbox or the PC, they're probably going to like it on the PS4. Like, so like people are like, I saw a lot of people, and I don't know if they're Sony guys, like, oh, it's bad marketing. So Microsoft should have never got the market. Like, that's not why. Like, the bottom line is like
bad marketing.
Right. I'm just like, that's not the reason why. Like, I'm like, this game is gonna I predicted it was gonna score very well, but I just said I don't think this sells, and it's just because. And after the games before it, the games after, but I think the game is gonna be okay. I think somebody on Twitter, I don't know who it was, they said what I said. I think this game will drop to $39 pretty quick, and then $29 right after the holiday. And I think that's when I'll pick it up when it's $29. Because I think it's going to be a good game, though.
Well, I mean,
I don't
a
think
lot
it's
of
going to be a
games
problem
going
with
to
it.
drop down that price around.
Right?
The
Look at Madden. Madden's $39 now.
I'm
It's
pissed off that
$39.
Madden dropped that
So-
fast.
It
Yeah,
is.
so I'm just like,
that thing, I
This
still got
happens
hours of
every
my trial.
holiday.
So
That's because now, like, where there's so many games now. Because let's be,
exactly.
the years
Oh, yeah.
go by, the more competition arises.
Yeah.
Oh, you
And-
know,
and now-
Forza's going to be $40 by.
And now
they
see,
do it all the time.
The
Every
thing that
game is
EA is
$40.
dealing with is not only are they on one side dealing with like pretty much a constant boycott that gets bigger and
Yes.
bigger. On the other side, they're dealing with Madden fatigue because people are tired of the same product every year. And the other side, they're
you.
like, we're playing all these games. It's the same game every year. Why are we buying EA products in general?
Mhm.
Exactly.
What is this
Thank
Madden
you.
slander that I'm hearing here?
No, Madden is actually.
No,
a little better
what we
this
were
year
saying
than
is it
last year,
dropped in
I'll tell you
price
that.
really quick.
But
It
it's
dropped
a
in price
little-
really quick.
It's a little
I'm
shit.
just playing with you. I'm just playing with
That's all
you.
it
It's
Yeah,
a
well,
sad
look,
damn
they
game.
dropped the
It
price,
is.
you know,
It
because
is.
today's the first
They had a
the
couple
first
more
week of
animations.
football, the NFL season.
Right, and I mean
You want
it's
a
a
quick
smart
boost.
way to sell it, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
smart, but like, how many of these games, like, is Red Dead gonna drop in price quickly? I doubt it.
No,
Is Fallout
no.
gonna drop in price real quick? It depends
No.
on Fallout's.
Call of
quick
Duty
boost.
Now,
does.
are you talking about price drops or quick sales that they go
No,
on? 'Cause-
no. I'm talking about to get those sales in there, like, because these games that are selling really well, they'll keep their price. They might drop it
Fallout
$10, right?
76 on Black Friday, I guarantee you it's $40.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be 40.
Yeah.
They're gonna try to get those quicks. Look at dude, they were
But
paying
that's
to
the-
get
and-
Spider-Man.
And it's an online game too, so it's.
But it
gonna
doesn't
need
matter
that.
how good Bethesda is doing. They will drop games to compete with their competition. Dropping.
Thank you.
And
Because
Red Dead
Spider-
is dropping when? When's Red
Look,
Dead dropping?
Red
November,
Dead's
right?
not doing that.
I think-
Rockstar ain't
no,
about
Red
that.
Dead-
No, I know
Look.
that, but that's more reason why the other games are probably going to drop in price.
Exactly, because Spider-Man Day One on certain places you can go get it for $49. It wasn't a game was a $49. It's just the fact that they were trying to compete. They were trying to get these things out of the door. You know, these stores have abundance. Man, they're all over the place. And I agree with Merc. Like, Red Dead's not going to drop. Look how long it took for Grand Theft Auto 5 to drop in price.
I mean, that is true. And on PC, for example, yeah, you know, GTA does go on sale every now and then, but I bet you if I go to Steam, it's $60 right now. Still,
That's because Steam never drops their prices.
nah, they do.
So you know, I'm confused. Kid didn't put topics again.
yeah,
So
'cause I know.
are we talking about Spider-Man or what? Like I have no clue.
Before we move to Spider-Man, I gotta say something. Forza Horizon 4 looks amazing.
Yeah, game looks amazing.
It
Yo,
always looks amazing. I
this
don't think
shit-
any Forza Horizons look bad.
This looks good.
yeah,
This looks
it looks
good, man.
It looks amazing. No,
I'll tell you, man. This is the quality that we should get out of Microsoft with every first-party game. I'll move on from that. Let's go to Spider-Man.
Playground.
yeah, you guys want to share your impressions on Spider-Man? I'm reserving mine for my review, which should be ready tomorrow if I beat the game tonight. So, but you guys can talk about it.
God.
I refuse to give it a point. I'm boycotting my opinion on the game.
How can you
Until
boycott
tomorrow.
your own opinion?
Because these people don't
like
deserve
a
my
boycott is
opinion.
boycotting another product or another person.
Well,
not yourself.
He's boycotting his opinion.
Outside
Boycott
of,
himself.
well, outside of Smooth, has anybody beat the game? Because I don't know Smooth. I think he's close
No,
to
I
it.
haven't beat the game. I'm at like
You
30%.
beat it. You beat it. Who said they beat it?
I did.
No, I
You
haven't.
just beat it during
Okay,
the podcast, little asshole.
Okay.
That's why I wasn't
And,
talking. I
I'm-
had my headset off and everything
Don't,
for the ending.
yeah, don't talk about
okay.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't beat the game. I always approach games like this. Every game I play, I do all my side missions, then I go to the main story. So
that.
it's probably
I
gonna
looked
take me a
at that.
while.
They're like, you want to get backpacks? Like, nope. You want to get these little
Oh, I already got that. I got that
laboratories?
the first
Nope.
day.
You want to get these?
Oh, that's
nope.
you got it. That's fun. You gotta do
See,
something.
you know what? I think
No,
I
that
guess the
shit's
reason I do
whack,
that.
man.
Yo, those
Anyone that
backpacks
says
are like
they
Crackdown
collect
orbs.
collectibles, unless you're doing it for an achievement, you got a mental disorder.
No, I just did it.
No,
I
you
wanna-
do
I
it to
wanna-
level
I
up
wanna
your,
upgrade all
your
my stuff.
equipment.
Right.
You
You
gotta
I
upgrade
don't
all
like
my
that.
stuff.
I do not like the fact that they lock some of the suits behind that shit. That's stupid.
No, that's perfect. That's what you.
No, that
Otherwise,
no,
then
like,
they are that's
you
questionable.
mean to tell me if I want to get this suit, I
you
gotta
beat
go
the game
chase
without
3
leveling up,
backpacks
right?
to fucking
Yeah,
no, that's
yeah.
dumb.
I'd rather do
the
that.
game without leveling up.
Yeah, I beat
Yeah.
the game without leveling up.
So what is your
I'd
impression?
rather
of
do
it?
that. It gives
What-
purpose to
what
the
is your
side
impression?
missions.
What?
What is your impression of it overall, like as far as a
It's a
product?
good game.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely not what everyone hyped the shit out to be. I find it hilarious that kid can't point out, shit on the game, and he gets lashed out to. It's like, look, man, it's a good game, but people need to stop trying to hype an 87 to a 94. That's what's going on Twitter right now. It's like the 87 hit, and people aren't happy with that. So any negativity that goes around the game, they trying to dismiss it entirely.
I think it's a solid game. It's a solid game, and I will admit I'm a very huge Batman fan, and I do like Batman's combat more. But I think that as far as the city and certain things that Spider-Man does, it's evolved, kind of like that whole superhero thing. Like, I'm like, damn, like this is cool. I know that you're talking about the whole glitches, and I haven't had a glitch or a bug, but I have had my game since I've got it crash on me. But it's not the only game on my PlayStation to crash.
I had a situation where I had to reset to the last checkpoint because I got locked into a menu.
I've had any glitches or bugs. I've had my game crash on me twice.
I haven't had
it. But I've had my same with my other games on my PlayStation. They've been crashing. I think it's just, and I don't know for anybody who plays on PlayStation and knows this, whenever a lot of big games come out, for some reason, that infrastructure, man, these games, they'll just crash on you. My Dragon Quest was crashing on me. My Destiny was crashing. I was like, what the hell? So I think that's more of just...
let me talk to Life and Time podcast real quick.
No,
yes, I played Destiny 2. Yes, Destiny 2 is repetitive, but Destiny 2 has multiplayer and you can play with your friends. You can go to PvP if you want to. You can go to Gambit if you want to. You can do strikes if you want to. You can do raids if you want to. There's a lot of shit to do in Destiny that is not collecting collectibles.
Nah, Destiny has a lot of content. But I mean, I think Spider-Man's a solid... Solid-Man's a Spider game. If I had to compare it to the major games that dropped this year so far, I would say it's so hard to say. I don't want to put it in like one of my game of the year categories because it is a really good game, but it's not better than obviously God of War. God of War to me is right now one of the best.
It's
one of the best games.
God of War is on a completely different level.
Yes, completely different level. Now, as far as a superhero game, this is up there with Batman.
I don't do bounties.
It's up there with Batman.
I do not go and look for bounties initially on Destiny. I'll pick them up and do them naturally, but I won't go do one for the shits and giggles.
Did you play Batman? Did you play Batman?
Yeah, I played Batman. I beat all of them.
Would you say that Batman and Spider-Man are comparable, like as far as superhero games? Like it's on that level, like it can improve more. You can see this going.
Spider-Man's better than all the Batman.
Or would you say it's below Batman?
Spider-Man's better than all the Batman games.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Arkham City.
The first one was good.
The only reason
was trash. The Batman.
I enjoy Batman because I'm more of a stealth person. But at the end of the day, I enjoyed the combat way more in Spider-Man than I ever did in Batman. Well, I got annoyed when I got caught
the combat
in
Spider-Man. Oh shit!
I love the combat Batman, but.
Wow. Like I think Batman does better bosses than Spider-Man, but on like complete jump fools because Spider-Man's boss fights are trash. They're low-key trash. They're cool, they're cinematic, but they have the same mechanics. You don't change it up ever.
But wow, you're the first person I've heard say that you thought it was better than the whole Batman. Like, and I think this Spider-Man game is comparable. It's on the same level. Like there's stuff they can do better. And I just think like Batman, I love Batman's combat, but Batman and Spider-Man, you're talking about two different ways they fight. So we can get into that whole, DC, Marvel, all that stuff. But I think for what they've done with this game, it's a solid game. It's a game that you can tell somebody, go buy it and they won't be disappointed.
It's a game if you have it's a game if you have a PlayStation. It's definitely a buy. You need to go out and buy it. It's a great game, but it's not a game that if you only have a PC or Xbox to buy a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, if you have a PlayStation, I would say definitely buy it. If you're jumping into PlayStation and you don't own a PlayStation, if you're gonna buy this, you're obviously gonna buy God of War. So I definitely say yeah. If you own a PlayStation, you gotta play Spider-Man.
Look, Spider-Man's good. Batman's good too. We're comparing good, like solid.
Yeah, they're both good. They're both solid. Yeah,
at the end of the day, like what I like Spider-Man did the most is Spider-Man showed these developers you can make superhero games and succeed, but you got to make them right. You can't half-ass Superman games, superhero games, and expect quality.
Exactly. Yep. They didn't.
What it is, Game and Addict.
Respected the IP.
You got to make original. You got to make original IPs. You can't take it from movie-based stuff because that's when we get the bad games. You got to make original content.
The cash grab. Like, hey, let's just throw Spider-Man in here and it'll be fun. Like, no, they actually build a unique story. And what I said, but I think I was saying this before with you, that the fact that they're able to integrate that Marvel Cinematic Universe into the game,
Oh my
really
gosh, yes.
shows. Like, I think it's really cool, like that they could do that.
You know,
without making a movie game.
Sony has
Right,
always
right.
been criticized, that they have movies, a lot of people say. And to a point, they are right. There's a lot of set pieces, especially in Batman. They take the control out of your hands every other minute. But this is the one game that they've made that has been behind Sony's banner that needed that cinematic experience.
Yes.
It's part of the reason
Yeah.
that it
Yes.
was.
Yep. Yeah, I think it was really cool. I like the fact that they integrate a lot of the Avengers Tower, the suit from the Avengers movie and things like that. Like, I think that's it almost makes it like a movie game without being a movie game, like a movie cash grab game.
And the combat,
It has a big appeal.
And they added a lot to the combat, the gadgets and stuff, and the kind of all those little gizmos, the drone.
and Spider-Man was
it you,
simplified.
Jess?
Life and Time podcast. It
Yeah,
was extremely. You only have to hold
Well, I
one
was gonna
button
ask-
and
I
you
was
can
just about
swing
to ask
anywhere
that.
in the game.
Was that Jez or was somebody on Twitter was talking about their child was like they saw them playing and they just gave them the controller and all they just started doing swinging around the city and they just fell in love with just swinging around the city.
Oh,
I
that's
think this
somebody
game,
else. Yeah,
Yeah, this game really appeals to a huge audience of people because I agree it is somewhat simplified. I mean, play it on a hardest difficulty. It's not really guys, but it's not really hard. Like it's a fun game overall. Everybody in my house has played it except for my wife and my daughter, but the four guys in the house, we played it and we freaking were like, yeah, this is cool.
I like it. It made you feel. I think the immersion. Sony's doing really good with immersion here lately. I think that was the reason God of War was because they literally had you immersed as Kratos.
Immersion cinematics.
They did that good with Spider-Man, but overall, I'm really disappointed with Sony when it comes to these boss fights. I feel like they get worse and worse.
I only had a couple.
I played a lot more.
And I'm not. If I were to give the boss fights individually a score, it'd be like a 4 out of 10. Because there was no uniqueness. They never changed anything up. None of them. Any of them. I think one of the first bosses did change up how you fight them, but that was all. Everyone else was identical how you fight them. They never changed. Even the last boss was the same way. So I that's one thing that, it's going to knock a point or two off because I'm a huge boss fight person. I love Bloodborne. I love those games that have really. Now, did they have immersion fighting the bosses? Yes. But they had no unique fighting the bosses. It wasn't unique at all. It was just pretty much slingshot, attack, slingshot, attack. Like, that's literally all it was.
Somebody in the chat was asking, they said no trolling. Can someone tell me, does Batman offer the traversals? Is it as fun as Spider-Man? No, Spider-Man has better traversal.
Batman's
Spider-Man.
harder than
Spider-Man.
Batman
just flies and shit.
Yeah, Batman is totally different. Like Batman's
Batman
about
can't run up walls. He can't run up walls.
Hey, Batman's about getting into those fights. He's all about I'm kicking ass and taking names. Spider-Man's like, look, I can dash, get back to you, slap a web against the wall, run off.
Hold on. Did this man say I should take criticism to the studios, not Sony? They run the studios.
Yeah, that's their IP.
If you think that Sony wasn't going down there and double checking the work they're doing on Spider-Man after funding the game, you are delusional.
But and Life and Time podcast, you said the game was too accessible. I think that's what made it so good because they needed to make this game. If this game was, it needed to be accessible. You don't want a lot of superhero games that aren't accessible because then, there are kids that are probably 8, 9, 10 that can play this game and beat it easily. So I think it needed to be accessible to some degree, but I kind of wish.
Well, the movies are like that too. Like you don't have to read the comics to know who's in the movies,
But I kind of think that I kind of wish that they had a learning curve where you had to learn where the game progressively got harder. Because I think, this is just me. I've looked at a lot of Sony games that come out, and it don't really seem like their difficulties really matter as far as anything else, other than just make it a little bit more challenging. Really, they're just trying to tell you a story.
I'm really glad they didn't do
the most part.
That was one of the reasons
I'm so glad they didn't do that.
That was one of the reasons I didn't do a whole lot of side quests is because the story was so interesting. I was like, yo, what's going on? I got to do it. There's a one point where the whole world changes and shit just goes left. And I was like,
builds up. I was
about to go to bed. And then after that mission, I was like, fuck.
I just did the side quest because I want to learn about the other people in that world. That's the only reason I'm doing them.
I'm doing a level up my equipment.
People in the chat says that I talking about blame what was it here? No, get mad at Marvel for letting it go to Sony. That was their decision. If Microsoft made this game, it wouldn't be the same game. It wouldn't be as good as it is. Microsoft, that's one of the things that I feel like they need to make better is they need more. No, it's not even storytelling. They have good story. The immersion. They don't do that shit.
Immersion. Yeah, like that's
either. Insomniac made it. I mean,
like that's my question right there. Why did Sunset Overdrive have immersion like fucking Spider-Man?
Well, because Sunset Overdrive was
a new IP.
Well, it's an original game. It's not based on anything. They made it up. Spider-Man has an origin.
Last of Us is an original game. It had great immersion.
What? All right, so let's compare everything to every game.
Every studio can make it.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're like saying, well, why did Sunset Overdrive? As if Microsoft had like decided how the story would be in that game. Like, no, that was Insomniac's IP.
No, but see, here's the thing: Microsoft oversee that entire project.
Microsoft pretty much got licensing and publishing rights to it.
Was Sunset Overdrive a good game for a lot of people? Yes,
it was all right.
Yeah, I think it's a solid game.
The DLC was pretty good.
But is that a game that is going to sell consoles? No, I don't think it is. It's not. The only console seller Microsoft's had this entire generation is Gears 4, Halo 5, and fucking Titanfall, and that's all.
Yeah, amen. Microsoft's sense of immersion with Microsoft's sense of immersion with the Sunset Overdrive.
Horizon 3 sold consoles.
Yes, that did. But it also stayed high up too on the sales too. I had legs. But I'm gonna say, like, Microsoft's version of immersion was like selling the Fizztactic fucking soda bottles. Like, that was their sense of immersion. Like, hey, we'll sell marketing stuff.
Like, do you know how much better
Fizz guy?
Do you know how much better Halo 5 would have been if there was a lot more immersion than they had? Like, I'm sorry, some games that Microsoft makes, you know, I hate to say it, but they got to make it more cinematic. Some, not all. Especially these stories, people like feeling like they're actually part of that universe, that they're seeing stuff being done right in front of them. Look, did Spider-Man have trash fucking boss fights? Yes, but the immersion of fighting them was epic as fuck, and it made up for it.
Mm-hmm. And just look at the God of War, that first fight. Like, my God, immersion, that is it to a T.
That first fight was like,
I couldn't believe it.
That first fight was a curse of God of War because there was no fight better than that after.
Some of the ones were good, but that one was the best. But
I will agree with Smooth. The first fight was kind of like a false advertising in a way, because it was like, "Yo, this is lit. What's the next fight gonna be?"
They did the
fight
same
8 trolls in a row, and then you fight another
boss. Thing in friggin' God of War 3 too. Like, remember the fight with Poseidon? Like, that thing was absolutely amazing in the beginning. And
but I don't know. I don't think that, because Poseidon was amazing, but then you fought. I don't know if Hercules is in the third one. I think
Hercules was in the third one.
Yeah. You had epic fights in that one. You had epic fights. It wasn't just
the way they developed it though. Poseidon was like, they developed it at the end of the game, and they put it in the beginning. They developed it at the end of development cycle. So like, that's why that looked so intense. I remember them saying like that game was like, that Poseidon fight was developed at the end of the development cycle, so they had like all this tech and stuff. Like, it was pretty incredible, that Poseidon fight. But I agree, like the Titan fight was pretty cool, but I wish there was more of those types of fights.
Look, Jack was like, "Is this yes? It's an Xbox podcast. It's not your typical Xbox podcast. If Microsoft ain't doing shit right, I will call it out." That's the part that kills me. I read the comment section every week. Okay, motherfuckers. Every week I read that shit, and I see you bitches in the comment section slandering my name. It's like you watch like 10 minutes and I say something considering dumb to you, and you turn the shit off. Like, look, like, I'm not going to just sit here and act like Xbox is making good games. They're not. You know, maybe right now, because, you know, they have more creative control, we start seeing some great games, 8.5s and above. But right now it's not happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they could learn a thing or two from the competition in their games, like the immersion. Like, I agree. You know, make those stories worth the damn, that people want to stay involved and play them. I definitely agree. They tried doing some of that with Halo 5. Like, they did take a lot of first-person camera and a lot of stuff like that. I know they did try to do some of that stuff.
What I noticed what Halo 5 did is 343 tried to do what God of War did. You know, change the gameplay dramatically. You know, obviously it was still first-person. God of War was a bigger case of it. But, you know, they changed a lot in Halo 5. And
they did.
The only thing that they fucked up on was the story. If they would have had a better story, a more told out story, and they wouldn't have done that bullshit
lock shit.
that bullshit commercials that they did that false advertised the story. That's the reason people were
bending at the statues, bending at the statue. Oh, it's an SSU statue. Like you killed them, and they pissed me off. Let's not get into it.
That was that Find the Truth. All those Find the Truth.
I listened to all those fucking podcasts.
That shit went right over your head. They said Find the Truth.
I think that with what's going on now,
I was trying to find Master Chief. We
Find the Truth was like
the game.
It was like kicking the balls. I
don't understand it. I didn't think the campaign was actually bad at all.
Now, the Halo Wars 2 did have a better story than Halo 5. It did. Like, I know probably no one on the panel played it, but you know, if you actually the story was crazy good. And I think that what happened in Halo Wars 2, when it transitions over into Halo 6, it's going to fix that storyline too, because they have more people to mess with. They have more people to, you know, put in the story. They have more people to write around. They didn't really have that in Halo 5. Halo 5 kind of felt like Cliff Notes between 4 and 6. They were trying to explain what's going on. They couldn't really go in. Halo 5 was not fine.
Yeah, it was. It was.
It was not
good
fun.
about Halo 5 was a multiplayer.
Halo 5.
I didn't Ravenflow. What I was talking about with the God, I thought I was saying the Poseidon fight was at the end of the development cycle of God of War 3, if I remember, and they put it in the front of the game. That's why it was so epic. You know, some people had that in the beginning. It wasn't the God of War itself. It was just that fight.
Well, I think Halo 6 is going to have a lot more of a story orientated. I think even before,
I mean,
even before they changed it, I think Halo 6 always was originally supposed to be the high point of the story. Halo 5, you always had that weird trilogy between storylines that's that bad transition, and I think Halo 5 was that game that got hurt because of it.
I don't know.
It's like watching the Lord of the Rings Fellowship.
I feel like gamers are just like, I'm sorry, just weird when it comes to shit. Like,
let's just be real. Halo 5.
I'm being absolutely real. It doesn't get any realer than this.
I don't think you are. I don't think you.
What is there to lie about?
How many times have you beat the story?
How many times did I beat the story?
Yeah,
why does that fucking matter?
How many Guardians?
There's a lot of games. I enjoy God of War very much. I only need to beat it once. I'm not going to beat it again. Why do I have to beat the story multiple times to prove that I like the story? Like, for example, I'll tell you this, right? I beat Tomb Raider and Rise multiple times. I don't think they have the greatest story ever.
I'm not a big fan of Gears.
I like their gameplay.
Gears.
Beating the story several times doesn't mean, this validates that I love the story. That's a dumb question. How many times you beat the story?
I'm not a big fan of Gears, but Gears 5 seems like they are trying to, turn that ship around. It seems like, it's going towards more of a horror aspect. I actually look like I might play Gears of War 5. I'm not a Gears fan at all, but that looks fun.
Yeah, I'm nervous with Gears of War 5. They better keep Marcus Phoenix and his son in it. I hope it's not just
nope, Jazz. Nope.
The girls are protagonists.
After your pony friends, they
my other fucking pony friends.
Yeah, your pony friends are changing Xbox games. You know why? Because everybody, we want games like God of War and Uncharted and all that shit. It's like, okay. Well, Kate, here you go. You got a lead role in Gears 5. It's going to be all about you. And they're doing it. And it's going to get high praise. People are going to love it. It's going to be super cinematic. And I better not hear you complain about it because
I already complained about it. I don't.
That's what
they're doing exactly what they got kicked in the balls for Halo 5.
Gears of War 4 was trash for what? Don't think
Gears of War. I didn't say Gears of War 4 was trash.
No, I'm just saying the only thing Gears of War 4 did wrong, I'll admit this, is the stupid force horde modes in the middle of the campaign.
Oh, yes, they did that.
They did wrong with the game. Otherwise, everything else I loved. But
it was not bad.
It was a whack game. It apparently everybody.
What I'm saying about 5 is that they're doing what they did with Locke that they got criticized for in Halo 5. They're doing it with Gears 5. Like, people are gonna want to play Gears for Marcus and his son.
I think there's a difference. I think there's a difference.
They built up because they're telling you who you're playing as. They're putting Kate right there in front of you.
Yeah, so it should be Gears 4.5 and not Gears 5.
The difference is between 5 and 4 and Halo 4 and 5 or whatever, however you want to do this now, is Halo 5 was marketed as you chasing someone. They're clearly not doing that. They're being very upfront.
You actually did chase Master Chief for a while.
Okay, we're not talking about that kid. They had entire cities getting destroyed for their fight. Did that happen?
No, there weren't. You were looking at the trailer the wrong way. It said Hunt the Truth.
The trailer of Master Chief and Locke
They
fight
said that
threw
Master
him
Chief
into a
went rogue.
statue. The statue
Yes.
fell on top of him around a completely debris town. That never happened, not even remotely
No,
close.
that didn't happen.
No,
They
it
did
wasn't
the
supposed to
trailer.
happen. It was just a trailer, dude.
All he did was give Master Chief a bitch slap and they became friends.
But anyway, it looks like what they're doing better from Halo from Gears 4 to 5 is they built Kate up through all of Gears 4 to take the reins in Gears 5. They never did that with Locke.
I got
It went from having someone on 4 to Locke is the new cheese. That's literally how it went to. You didn't. They tried to build him up with a TV show, but it didn't work.
You're right. They did like shoehorn him into all of a sudden he just shows up like Locke. I get you because we got Kate building up today. I'm just saying I'm nervous that I'm hoping that they don't get criticized saying this should have been an expansion and not the next iteration of Gears 5 because it's really just a side story and not really pertain to Marcus and his son, which I'm interested more in their interaction because there's a lot of questions they didn't talk about with his son, like, what the whole thing was with the cog and all that other stuff, why that robot lady was chasing him and why he had this problem with the cog. And to put that story and say, hey, you guys go sit there, Kate and you random dude, go explore your history. And it looks cool. I like the theme. You're right with the horror. I like that. I'm just hoping that it doesn't feel like an side story, something that we should be getting now as an expansion, and then the big one with all of them coming together in Gears 5. That's my concern with it, but we don't know.
I got a super chat, and then we got to get ready to get out of here. Because I need to finish Spider-Man. The Ravenflow says Gears 5 is going in the right direction in terms of narrative. The Queen's granddaughter storyline is the heart of the new direction. I agree with Ravenflow.
I agree with that.
Well, yeah, that's what the whole Gears 4
I do
was.
want to, just do something real quick before we leave. It's not going to take long. If you were to, the studios that is working on stuff now, all of Microsoft studios, if you were to go out and their next project predict a Metacritic score without seeing nothing, what would it be? Just
what,
off
the next
the talent
Gears
they have and what you think studios are doing. What?
Okay.
Oh, you mean their studios? And
Yeah, if you let's say Ninja Theory. Okay, Ninja Theory. They made a good game, Hellblade. Do you think they're going to go up in terms of quality with their new project, or down in terms of Metacritic?
Whatever they make is going to be a solid 8 or above. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ninja Theory 8 or above. What about Compulsion Games?
7.
6. I'm saying just what they made 6. I would say 6. I think they have room. I think they have room to go up though.
But my thing with Ninja Theory is they're saying that they're supposed to be making 2 games, and I think they might make a quick kind of mid-tier game, like a low, like not like a real like a Hellblade, but like a kind of a mediocre game just to get something out there, and then maybe their next game will be like on the level of Hellblade.
I think that Compulsion is going to surprise people, and they're going to have an 8 out of 10 game.
I could see that.
We Happy Few.
I could see that.
The buggy mess it was. The I didn't even review. I'm about to review it. People, I'm sure they're never going to see me review code for any games they make. But I see a lot of potential in the way that they design games. But we actually talked to IOP. We actually talked to Compulsion at E3 last year, and they said we were under a lot of constraints. But now we have a lot bigger funding. And when Microsoft approached them, she said that she looked straight at whoever, we're talking to. He's like, do you know what games we make? And he's like, we want creative control like you guys have. Just because you can, because they made We Happy Few. If you look at the overall perspective, the story in general, what that game could have been with a proper budget, that's what I want them to do.
It could have been the next BioShock.
What about 343?
This whole get with the proper budget. State of K2 was supposed to have a proper budget.
It did. I talked.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
I just don't. Sea of Thieves had the best budget in the world.
I'm gonna just give you guys
Microsoft.
my 5. All right. I'm gonna say
this budget stuff. I don't know.
All right, Playground Games is gonna give you a 90 and a 92. Respectively on their next 2 games, right? That's Forza Horizon.
I can believe that because I've been told they're putting Halo money behind whatever they're making.
I got 343.
Fable?
Yes.
I got 343. I think this next Halo is going to be something special too. So I'm gonna put it at. I'm gonna since but people with Xbox. I'm gonna say 89. I got Gears of War 5 at 89. I got Ninja Theory's next game at 87. Man,
you're going for the stars right now.
He thinks that.
I got what's his name's game?
Go based on experience. Look at Rare. Look at
Shut up, Jez. Who?
The Initiative Studio. They're gonna probably drop something that's like
I forgot about that.
They should be the highest. They should be anywhere from a 9 to 9.5, considering the talent they've hired. If they don't make anything below an 8.7, I'll be disappointed. Like,
yeah,
for real.
I got them at a. I'm just throwing shit
Gotta
out.
get out of the 60s first before we're talking 90s.
Yeah, but you're looking at this. The Undead Labs. I haven't given yet, but I mean they do State of Decays. I think State of Decay is always going to be a like that range. I don't think a State of Decay game could score over 70.
I think it could.
I think the next game's going to get 7.5. I think State of Decay would have got us around a 7.5 if the bugs wouldn't have.
I think
if Rare is working on a new game other than Sea of Thieves updates, I mean, I would say they'll probably drop a game that could hit a 78. I mean,
I think they're Sea of Thieves for a long time. I don't think they make another game.
Yeah,
I don't either. For a while, for a long time.
Yeah.
Well,
I think they built that game up to be like the pillar for Game Pass.
Let me ask you a question. Would y'all have preferred a cameo sequel, like a cameo 2, and a Grab by the Ghoulies, or let me say Grab by the Ghoulies 2 and cameo 2 over Sea of Thieves?
Easily, yeah, of course.
Hell yeah.
I don't. To be honest with you, the whole studio can go under. I don't give a fuck about Rare.
Damn.
I like Banjo-Kazooie. That's the only thing they've ever made. But at the end of the day, you can't make a studio make something like they wanted to make Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, they wanted to make
Banjo.
Look what happened to the Halo franchise going into it. Like it started declining because Bungie didn't want to make Halo.
They wanted to make Destiny.
But let me ask you a question.
Well, they did a fucking good job of Reach. Like if they didn't want to make Halo.
Here's the thing: do you blame Rare or do you blame Microsoft?
Why would
because
I blame the idiots that wanted to make the game.
Because you got to think, what was Rare doing last generation? They were
my
doing
first-hand discussion with the guy who made Voodoo Vince. Where the fuck were you for 5 years? He's like, oh, they had me doing shit, like other shit. I'm like, all of a sudden they tapped him on the shoulder and said, hey, why don't you remaster Voodoo Vince? Like, they don't know what the fuck to do with their studios. That's why I'm worried about this studio. They don't know what to do. Halo, Gears, and Forza are what they have. Everything else, it's a risk.
All right, let's go before this shit
goes let me. I think that was the case, but I do think that they are turning the ship around. They're getting people where they need to be. It does clearly seem like they're investing into that now.
It's that booty, man. Booty got to make sure he knows what's going. Don't make everything on Minecraft.
Being put on their board is what happened.
Look, next generation, I don't think we'll get the same. Next generation, we won't get the same Xbox. It'll be a completely different Xbox.
But okay, let me say mine.
I believe that. That's true.
Booty's running them, man.
Let me say mine real quick. I think Halo's going to get the next Halo's going to get 8.5.
Agree.
The next Gears
1 point better.
8.5.
I think it's gonna be in the 8 range. I agree with that.
I think an 8. Okay, kid, from 8.5 to 8.7. There you go. Are you fucking happy? Okay. Gears, I think is going to be around there too. I think, to be honest with you, I don't see. Besides Compulsion's a wild card. I don't see them making a game.
You think these AA studios are going to come out with a game that's like a higher level
majority
game?
of them has.
I don't think
what?
The only two studios.
They're indie studios.
I said, besides Compulsion, do you open
Compulsion and Dead Labs?
Undead Labs.
Undead Labs and Compulsion are only two that I say
can make above an 8.
Fool me once with Undead Labs. I'm sorry, fool me once. Bigger budget, new game. No, get the fuck.
That matters. What are you talking about? We had State of Decay devs on here.
Did you hear what they said about how they're staying independent and they just don't have to do?
They're not independent. They're bought. It doesn't.
I know,
work
but
like
the thing is, they said in their latest interview that they don't have to do the paperwork anymore, but they're staying kind of doing what they were doing before.
That's
Microsoft's
what every
not
one of their
doing.
studios are doing now.
And it's more just the paperwork stuff. Their day-to-day work is the same. So whatever that comes out of State of Decay 2 is going to be State of Decay 3. It's not going to be like you think they're going to sign billion-dollar checks to make State of Decay 3 better. Like they had a chance. State of Decay 2 was 5 years.
Look, man, State of Decay 2 was made for 2.5.
Glitches that had 5 years.
State of Decay was 2.5 years of development time, almost 2.
I do have a quick question to Smooth before we get out of here. Yeah. If he could, he might know because he's playing. I know he's getting ready to play Tomb Raider. Does this Tomb Raider have any multiplayer features in it like the last one?
No, I'm actually booted up Spider-Man, but I
That you
don't
know
think
of.
so. Not that I
Okay.
know of. Not
Because
that
that actually was a pretty cool feature. And I just now the only reason I really want to play this Tomb Raider, and I was one of those guys, I was like, I might get into day one. Everybody that I've seen talk about it said these Tomb challenges are freaking off the chain. That's to me the best
Well,
thing.
they said the Tomb Challenge, it's something above Tomb Challenges.
Exactly. They said it's ridiculous. They said they're like, that's why I love Tomb Raider, because you know the whole Tomb thing. But I heard the Tomb challenges in this game are just freaking amazing. But like I said, I'll get it.
My answer for Addict's question is I think that Halo's going to get around an 8-7. I think that Gears of War, if it turns out to be what it's supposed to be, I think it has potential to be a 9, because I do think that it might be different enough and different, like a fresh new take on it. I just hope that people don't think that it's a side story. We will see. But I think if they do it
people
right,
keep forgetting Gears 4 is the only Gears 4 the Gears game that doesn't hit a 9, other than Ultimate Edition.
Like I'm thinking if they do, because they had some new enemies, they looked fresh.
Damn, I gotta play Judgment.
I'm gonna tell you that.
I forgot about Judgment.
But I do. Gears does have the way to expand. I think Halo, they're kind of in a challenge with Halo, because I do think Halo Infinite is going to have a different format than the other Halos. Like I said before, I got yelled at by you guys. Halo Infinite is going to be
platform, dude.
Yes, it is going to be. It is going to be this world. It's going to be different. It's not going to be bad, but it's going to be different. It's not going to be traditional Halos that we're used to. Anyway, but Gears, I do think that has the potential of doing that narrative story and expanding on that character. So I do think that's probably the best one. Out of the studios they have, I think that the quadruple A studio they got could possibly give a really good game. I think they have the highest score, and also Ninja Theory, if they come out with something that they worked like a Ninja, like a Hellblade. I do think that Ninja Theory has the potential of giving a high quality game. The other two, I don't know what to say about those guys. Those guys, I think they could.
I think all of the studios have the potential to be above an 8.
Yeah, well, if Microsoft,
I think if Undead would have made their game a little less buggy, I think that would have been above an 8, because I didn't hear nothing negative about it. All I heard was positive. It was just the bugs were negative.
The bugs took it all the way down to 6, like a 7.
I do, because games can do that. Games can easily do that.
Like it really dropped it.
Well, what do you mean? It can affect the perspective of the reviewer. How is it not changed?
Don't you think how silly it was that they had those reviews, they had all those bugs, and then they kind of patched a lot of those, like with the patch.
No, that game didn't fix for like a month.
It was a week later.
It
was a week later.
It was like a month.
It was a week later, dude.
It was a week later. It fixed a lot of the issues.
They made us reinstall the game. It was like a 20 gig update.
Yeah.
Like
they did do it, and there's a lot of networks.
It was a reinstall. They did again.
The only game that I would be like, Undead a little bit, because their bugs issues. Let's see what they're new defining what they want to do with State of Decay. Compulsion, I have no clue what they want to do. If the initiative don't make anything above a 9, I'm going to call that a failure, because of all the hype and shit that's been going on in this game. What was this? The criteria to work there? Some crazy shit, like you had to work in the industry for like 10 years. If that's not above a 9, that's a failure. I think the Forza Gears and stuff. I think Ninja Theory is probably going to make like an 8.5 to 8.7. I think the majority of their games are going to fall in anywhere from 8.5 to 8.7.
And that's if Microsoft, if you probably don't listen and hear this stuff, but do not make the games for Game Pass. Just make great games. Don't make them for. Don't try to say content's coming or this is a subscription. Just stop it. Just make a great game and put it in Game Pass. That's fine. But focus on making a great game. Don't try to snowhorn your fucking services and shit and make these games corrupted for that. Just make a good game. That's all you got to do. And that's my message.
Okay, so if you want to catch Grind My Gears, I'm sure he's about to do another Grind My Gears right after. Let's go out there and check it out.
That's my message. That's a sneak peek.
All right, kid.
Anyway.
You guys ready?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you guys for. Hold on, let me pause this. Yeah, thanks for tuning in to Planet Xbox episode 59. It's been great. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you guys next week. Tune into my channel for tomorrow for some content. Hopefully, I'll have the Spider-Man review up. If not, I'll be streaming something.
Let me just ask the panel one thing real quick before we close out.
Yeah.
Everyone, give what you think Kid's going to give Spider-Man.
I I think he's gonna give it a solid 8. I would say a solid 8.
I think he's gonna.
Now you got to get more granular. You
8 or
gotta give me
8.5. One of
I
that.
think he's gonna give it a 8.5.
Ah man,
Fuck, he's gonna give it a 6.
If he gives it the Guardian score of a 6, and since it's on the same.
Honestly,
level
it really.
Wait a second. Wait, there's a kid's scale. He
8.7,
did
man,
give.
8.7.
He gave Sea of Thieves, I think, an 8.
Yeah, I don't know.
These
about
people
that.
saying kids gonna give this game a 6. You guys are delusional.
No, he's not gonna. He's not gonna want. I don't think he wants the smoke.
No,
No kids don't give a fuck.
Have you seen his Twitter post? He's all about that.
I know. Then he'll probably give it a 6. It depends on what week you want. If you want,
It depends on how the game closes. Honestly, it's gonna determine.
Oh, you're gonna be very satisfied then,
okay.
because I just finished it.
it probably.
Besides the last boss, that's lame, but you're gonna be satisfied with the closing in general.
as long as there's no glitches. Smooth really deducts for glitches.
Stupid.
Oh man.
Lose a half a point for glitches. Get him out of there.
All right. So you guys got anything to say for any of you guys got anything going on?
No,
it's been good for gaming. Oh, Dragon Quest! Please check out Dragon Quest if you have that game is awesome.
Isn't that the game BG supposed to be playing?
It's one of the best RPGs I've played in a long time.
Are you playing it right now?
Yes, that game is freaking awesome.
I'll be reviewing Spider-Man 2, so I don't know if I'll have mine up tomorrow because I take more time doing my reviews than Kid. But it'll probably be up like the next day or the day after.
You know you do take more? Okay,
dude, I take 3 hours writing a script.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not doing all that shit. I mean, I kind of.
No, I'm not mad at you for that. I mean, that makes sense.
Damn.
Well, yeah, I check Grindsman. Yeah, just think I did one yesterday, and I did a stream of the blackout mode. So check out my channel over at
watch that shit.
Grinds My Gears.
Do you think
I'm
we can stream that,
fun.
Kid? A Planet Xbox stream, blackout mode.
Yeah, I think
we're supposed to do an NBA live stream on the Planet Xbox
live. Besides, the frauds on the panel that are on Xbox panel to own an Xbox. We won't go into that. Let's go ahead and close it.
Yeah. I'm getting one. I'm gonna get one. I can get mine back.
He said he's not getting an X though.
I don't have an X. That shit ain't worth it.
I mean,
I think it's worth it.
You guys just want to win that dick measuring contest.
I just feel bad.
Damn, what the hell? You doing the BD
talking
about dicks? What the hell?
That was me last week. So
yeah. The porn. This ain't no.
I apologize. I missed last week though. The Destiny. They actually launched the day after Destiny. Came out.
But I gotta tell you though, playing Forza on PC though, I don't know, man. It looks really good.
I'm downloading it right now.
It's 27 gigs.
Are you gonna buy it or are you gonna wait for Game Pass?
I'm broke, dude. I am broke.
So you're gonna wait for Game Pass, like the logical person, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
right now on PC, it's telling me it's almost 40 gigs right now. I'm almost by 40 gigs and it's still downloading.
Jeez.
Yeah, my shit was only 30 gigs for the
demo.
I guess it's those
we getting them PC textures, you know.
You getting those Phil Spencer textures right there?
You getting them fucking troubleshoot
like your bars.
You're getting that. I gotta restart it.
Just getting debug.
There's a price to pay for performance, bro. There's a price to pay for performance.
That's that Windows 10 story.
You know what the extra 10 gig is?
What is it?
It's that waiting time that you have to wait to get back in the party after you disconnect.
Oh, God.
Hey, you got to talk to Phil Spencer about his trash Xbox Live Party chat.
Man, I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. I don't know if it's your PC. I don't know if it's the service. All I know is on Xbox, everything's smooth.
Hey, look, man, I'm gonna fire up that Xbox just for you, man, just for you.
I mean, people who do shit for free get shit. Fucking, you get what you pay for. If that means free is shitty, then you getting shitty.
Oh man, yeah, what you pay for?
I do not condone this paying, and multiplayer behind a paywall and all that.
Oh, somebody asked me. It was like, is Dragon Quest better than Persona 5? At this point, right now, I would say yes.
Oh wow!
And I love Persona 5. I would say, as far as like what a JRPG is, like this Dragon Quest, it's a really yeah, it is. Yeah, at this
Bro,
point, at this
on
point.
Steam, it's literally almost 5 stars right now.
Yeah, the game is this is look, I haven't played a Dragon Quest game since PS2.
Wait,
this game is freaking amazing.
Dragon Quest is on Steam?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dragon
it's
Quest
on
11.
People on
PC
Twitter
and
acting
PS4.
like this is an exclusive.
No, they develop for PS4 and PC, so it's not an exclusive. It's a multiplayer.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Nina
it's a
Kune.
multiplayer.
That one too.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like
Nuna
Nina
Kune is multiplayer.
People be acting like all these like the only great game that's not on PC2 is Persona. Like a lot of
that's not on
PlayStation
PC.
games are
All
on
right, we
PC2.
getting out of here. We getting out of here though. By the way, Assassin's Creed Odyssey would be the best RPG. All right, Xbox is the best box. I am
Oh
the best
my
box.
God.
Oh,
You
guys
guys
God.
saying some dumb shit
Oh.
like that.
No.
Good night. Okay.
Yo.
Jesus.